I think we're live then, right?
Sick.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Thanks for waiting here. Today we have Josh Herb, because I can't pronounce his last name. And then we have Dom Miata. And then returning again, we have Dustin Farrell. Welcome back. So today we're going to, I know we've been focusing a little bit hard on the drifting stuff, so we're going to focus more on just like car show, stance-ish, VIP, right? And you guys are both big into it.
Yep.
So to start it off, let's start with your car. So just for everyone watching that doesn't know your car, what do you drive? What's done to it? Just let them know.
Is it the Tiburon?
Oh, that's such a funny joke. It's the funniest joke anyone makes about my car.
No, you got it all wrong. It's actually a
G37.
Oh.
G37. G37.
Oh, shit. You got the new
Damn.
taillights. It's a 37.
Yeah. No, I drive a Hyundai Genesis. Coupe, yeah. The 2.0. It's just slammed on wheels.
And the 2.0 is a better platform overall, right? Versus like the 3.8 track specs because of the boosting or something like that?
It's not going to blow up as much.
Yeah.
Okay.
People run into a lot of problems with the 3.8s that I've heard compared to the 2.0s.
Okay.
So.
Cool. Sorry. So
You're
what
good.
else is done to it? So it's a 2.0.
It's on wheels.
What kind of
it's
wheels?
lowered. It's on Hybrid Ordens.
Okay.
Some fucking ballers.
What sizes are these Ordens?
Fronts are 11.5, rears are 12.5. 5-inch lips front, 6-inch lips rear. It's
These are
pretty.
That sounds pretty crazy.
It's pretty gnarly. It was more like I made the car fit the wheels rather than the wheels fit the car. So,
right.
I have a full straight piped exhaust, and that's about it. Full
Okay.
suspension, full adjustable suspension.
What are you running for suspension?
I have K-Sport coils and all ISR arms.
Gotcha. I know a lot of people here locally run K-Sport because they're local, but
Yeah.
do you like them?
No.
Okay. What are you going to
Terrible.
move to, you think?
Either PBM or Broadway.
Okay. Broadway Static would be dope. They're a little expensive, but they're dope.
They're worth
cool.
it, though.
Yeah,
They're
no, for
totally
sure.
worth
I
it.
agree.
Definitely worth it.
That's cool. How about you, Dom?
I drive a 2018 Mazda MX-5. Slammed on wheels.
What wheels? What coils?
What wheels this week?
What exhaust? yeah, no shit.
Yeah, what wheels this week?
Is it stock exhaust still?
Well, no.
Pretty much.
It's just got no resonator, no muffler, nothing special. Blast pipes because it's stupid. Japanese. But
Hell yeah,
I
brother.
mean, right now I'm running SSRV in a craze. Nobody actually knows that yet.
Oh.
Until
Now you know.
until tonight at the Boma meet.
Gotcha. That's cool.
He dropped the heat already.
I know.
Yeah, right.
My fenders are still garbage, so it's fine.
Yeah. Well, you have new ones coming, hopefully,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's cool. And then, Dustin, I think everyone knows your car, but just lay it down.
they should.
What kind of car do you have?
It's an S13 coupe with a 1J swap, full drift missile. Except looks nice, which is kind of weird.
It's on some reps in the rear, at least.
Actually, it's on
some
SSRs all the way around.
Yeah, you put the SSRs on?
Duh, I built them.
SSR strudels.
Finally.
Duh.
Strudels.
Toaster strudel or Twinkie?
Toaster strudels.
Twinkie.
Twinkie for sure.
Twinkies.
Yeah.
are
I don't know.
I would
Yeah,
go to
Twinkie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. It is an engine swapped, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You can't keep KA
Yeah.
unless you're
So
Tony
it's a
Hawk.
what? 2J?
1J.
1J?
Gang.
No 2Js, just one.
Still faster than your Tiburon.
I said gang, you fucker.
And then for anyone that doesn't know me, I have a 2014 Evo on rep wheels, Cosmos. Big discussion we'll have later today. Hopefully a new wing coming in.
Don't get us started on the reps. Come on.
I'm on Fortune Auto Coils, which I actually like
Really?
a lot. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
on the
thought you were on
510s.
like BCs.
No, on the 510s, yeah.
You've always been on them?
Mhm.
Damn.
For a while. Yeah, and then a Tome exhaust and just some bullshit like that.
Same exhaust as Shaq?
Yeah,
Nice.
same one. He just has a down.
Really?
Yeah, he has this, but he has something else done. I
I
forget.
was gonna say his is like nasty.
Mhm. It sounds
Oh,
the
he has-
same. He
yeah,
has
what does
a
Shaq have?
no. He has a test pipe. That's what it is.
Does he?
Yeah,
it
so it doesn't
catless?
have a. Yeah.
Okay, I was
No,
gonna
not
say-
all, not both of his cats.
Yeah, but that
Just
car
like one of them.
sounds like
It's the same.
Shaq's,
Ours will
Shaq's
sound
car-
the
yeah.
same. if
Okay,
I
he
did
does
the
have a
same
test pipe.
thing.
I remember because we
Yeah.
installed it at my house.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His car is fucking nasty.
I'm also on
Sounds
Fort-
so good.
so
I got
nice.
Fortune's autos on my car too.
God, we just need to
See,
get rid
I
of these
want to have
fucking
the
K-Sport
wheel
trash.
fitment that you do, but every day, not just on the track.
Just slam it.
Well, no, I know, but like with like good spring rates, that's what
You
I
can't
mean.
do that with fucking shitty K Sports.
Okay, they're not that bad.
Unless you know.
They're okay.
They're good
for-
budget coils.
They're a good
They're
budget.
good budget
They are.
coils.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're comfortable. I've never had an issue with K Sport unless they're all the way up. That's
Right.
the only time
Or all
I
the way
have a problem
down,
with
probably
K-Sport.
too.
All the way down, they're fine.
Really?
They're comfortable. Yeah,
Oh.
I've
Yeah.
never had an issue with K Sports all the way down.
Mine.
K Sports all the way up on the 3.
His favorite.
Yeah, it's like
That's not comfortable at all. But like I can actually stand K Sports all the way down.
Yeah.
I think they're fine.
Yeah, they're fine.
they're better than like buying eBay coil.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
Because you're
Oh,
gonna have to
yeah.
replace those.
Yeah.
I mean, Preston's still running his like 5, 6 years, 7 years, 5, like 6 years, I think.
K Sports.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and they still run.
I mean,
Yeah,
they're
they're
good,
still
but for
good.
like, I don't know. I feel like for what we want to do.
What we want to do, like if you're trying to get good wheel fitment,
Sure.
unless you're like, because they don't build. Well, they do when you start to get into their more expensive coilovers, but with just like their Control Pros, like they're not gonna revalve them to better spring rate because that's just their like basic like economy coilover setup.
Right.
But
I mean, they probably would if we asked.
They will build them. We either pay more money.
Yeah.
but
at that point, might as well just buy something.
if you have
different,
60K
something
spring
better.
rates, you will never know that
You
your
say
struts are blown.
60K?
Yeah, you'll never know that your struts are blown.
Have I not told you?
I
what
didn't know
plan
they
on
went
going
that
with my
high.
next coils?
No.
Yeah, but if we
50.
go like
60K?
326 power,
326 goes to 120.
Is that even
It's basically-
functional?
It's basically a brick.
Yeah.
literally, no,
Like, you
yeah.
won't-
Like,
your
I've
car
heard
will
like
not
20K,
move.
and I'm like, ugh.
You'll actually get back problems within like 2 weeks
Oh,
of
yeah.
putting those
Holy
springs in
shit.
your
So
car.
you know, like you ever seen the cars in Japan that like jump speed bumps?
Yeah,
and they hit
yeah.
the ground and nothing happens.
Yeah.
Or like
they probably got
Oh
60
my
moves.
God.
Louis stance more.
It's got to be
Oh my
bad
God,
though,
we
right?
got those 3 speed bumps like nothing.
That like ruins the car though, right?
I mean, Louis cracks
Like it's
3
really,
barrels.
yeah. It's got to be like
But
rough on the rest of the car.
that's if you drive like a fucking moron,
Yeah.
and he drove his car like an idiot.
Yeah, but that's like Japanese as fuck, like not caring at all.
But having like super nice cars,
Mhm.
yeah.
You gotta have some care.
That was
you know?
literally what he did though. He had like KFs, he was slammed, great wheel fitment, and like 60K spring rates on like eBay coils, but not eBay coils, but you know what I mean.
They were like
cheaper
they
ones.
were
BCs.
not.
He was
built
on
for
BCs.
that.
Yeah.
And he put
his-
like 43K spring rates.
And his
on
motto is, if you
Jeez.
have high spring rates, you can't feel the struts are blown.
because his struts were
Literally.
blown.
It's
He
just
didn't
the
even
struts
know.
were blown, and you couldn't feel it because
Holy shit.
the spring rates
It's
were
so
so
bad.
high.
Oh my gosh.
The
It's
car was
funny.
sick, and I mean, like, there's videos all over the place of him literally just like smacking speed bumps and not caring.
Yeah.
Damn. That's
I don't
how
think I
feel
can
my
do
Lexus.
that.
That's how I feel my Lexus too.
What is it again? It's a
LS 400.
yeah, LS 400.
K Sports.
That thing
too.
goes hard, dude.
Dude, it's sick.
I
It
scrape
is
on
sick.
everything.
Yeah.
Like everything.
Yeah, I used to scrape on everything before I got the Ordens when I had fucking BMW style 95 wheels on it.
Hell yeah, brother.
And it was dumped. My car was fucking low, and then I got
Mm.
these big ass wheels, and it's a little bit higher just because the wheels are so big.
Mhm.
But I'm still low. I don't scrape as much, but I still fuck shit up.
Yeah, yeah, dude. That thing is.
Yeah, my exhaust fell
Mhm.
off like once a month.
Both
I
of
was on
yours.
the- well, when
Both
I
of
was
you-
on,
Actually, his too.
when I was
I'm
on the
LS.
Viennas, they
Did
just,
it?
They
Hell
fell.
yeah.
When I was on the Viennas, like before, it fell off like once a month.
Jeez.
But like when I got the Riversides, I didn't have a problem.
Let's be
Yeah.
honest,
Just
on-
because they were
on-
so big.
On the way over here, I ripped my exhaust off. I was going to hit a bump. It got real loud. And I was like,
You're like, shit.
yeah, there it went. That's right.
I don't know. See, like mine's always stuck on like the rubber bushings by the hanger.
Yeah,
and
mine's
so it'll
split.
drag.
Yeah, mine,
Oh.
mine just split. I was like, shit.
Just like mine comes off like, so we cut off where the flange goes to attach to the stock muffler, and so we cut that off and just welded a piece on, and then that piece keeps breaking right there.
Oh man.
In the same spot every time, and it'll
Okay.
just hang.
Okay, you might need a better welder.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
using a flux welder.
Oh.
Okay.
Should've just JB welded it, bro.
But this last
I
time,
know, at that
this
fucking
last
point.
time I did it right.
Just
so
drilled
it's
some
fine. I
holes
actually
and
went
zip tied
to
it together.
Yeah, dude, probably.
Why don't you
Probably.
call him JB Weld Expert
Yeah.
right here?
Yeah,
I'm
true.
certified, dude.
You
I
did that
got
to your
some
gas tank,
credentials.
huh?
Yeah.
Like 3-4 times.
Hey, my exhaust is welded too. JB welded.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
On a Tome.
No, on the Beamer.
Oh, I was like,
On the
I was like,
Evo, he's
hold
just
on.
like, fuck this
just
car.
JB weld holding it together at the bottom. Frame rails are just JB welded together.
damn.
Fuck you.
I did
Hell
that.
yeah, brother.
Well, fuck. I broke my subframe. We flux welded that back together too, so I'm gonna have to go back over that.
You should just weld it correctly.
No, like my subframe, so where the lower control arm connects to the subframe, that split.
Oh shit.
I hit the ground a lot.
That sounds safe.
My car's 7 months old.
That's definitely safe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You haven't had it for 7 months, have you?
I've had it for about 7 months.
Yeah, it's
now.
been about that long. Yeah.
Because I've
It's
lived.
weird.
Should take it to the
Yeah.
dealer.
Yeah. What would Mazda say?
Dude, I love
We
it.
want this car back.
Well, you know what? After I get new fenders and wrap it, I'm sure it'll be better looking.
For
It's
sure.
fine.
No, I mean
It'll
it
be
looks
fine.
nice. Looks nice, and I think those new wheels are really nice.
The old
I like
wheels.
the current ones.
The current wheels.
Yeah, the old.
That were
yeah,
the
yeah.
old wheels.
Mhm. Those look super nice.
You
And
should
they,
have
like,
never
fit
got rid
well.
of him. You
Yeah.
should have never got rid of him.
Yeah.
I should have never.
The
got one.
Riversides were okay, but the Viennas were way cooler.
Yeah.
They're sick.
Yeah.
So, and you wouldn't have fucked your fucking fenders up like you did.
That's true.
Stupid fucking ass.
I would have been. Oh, it's fine. Never mind.
Well, for everyone watching, so this is going to be an interesting podcast today because we have two real wheel boys, and I would kind of say, are you going to be a fake wheel boy with me or no?
I have real wheels on my car right now.
I mean, you ran
He has
XXRs.
OZs on the Lexus.
Your girlfriend
and he
runs
has
XXRs.
Yeah, so hear me out.
SSRs
This
on
is
his
my
two-
is my thing.
His wheels
Hold on.
on the 240 cost more than the 240.
Well, hold on. Before we get into
That's sick.
If anyone's a real wheel boy here, it's me because I've never run reps on any of my cars.
Except
Call
for
his ass out.
L95s.
They
Call
weren't
his
fucking
ass out.
reps, bro. They came
Call
off.
his ass
They were
out.
fucking
Chrome
BBs.
plated
anyone on the chat,
BMW
call his
stocks.
ass out. If you know him, call his ass out
Chrome-plated
right now.
BMW
Put his
stocks.
ass on blast.
I'm talking about
Chat,
the
where
Facebook
are you?
I'm talking about everybody.
I know. I just hope people are watching that.
Although
know
before I knew anything about cars and before I built the Speed, it was on gold XXRs.
you. Hell yeah.
We were all there
And
once.
Hell
I
yeah,
met him,
dude.
and like the first thing I said to spark our friendship was like, "Get rid of those fucking trash reps." I was like, "Your car sucks because you're on
But
reps.
at the
Get rid of
time, he
them."
was on like Plasti Dip stocks. So,
Hell yeah.
They weren't plasti dipped.
they were like bronze Plasti
They
Dip.
weren't plasti dipped.
They didn't come like that from factory.
No, but I think they were powder coated. They were sick, but they weren't fucking plasti dipped, bitch. And that's how I got the car. Fuck you. I didn't buy them. I wouldn't have bought them.
Well,
Stupid
so
fuck.
let's pour first before we get into
Oh,
the conversation.
shit.
Josh, you gotta do
Is
it.
this
It's
like
a
an actual
ritual.
thing?
It's a ritual now.
Fuck.
You can choose one of the two.
Give me the bitch shit.
I
want
mean,
that
these are
one.
like legitimately small, like shot. Like
Yeah,
they're
they're one.
literally like half shots.
Yeah,
so.
they're not very big.
So we should probably take like 6.
They're tall, but they're
It's
not
crazy.
very
It fills
big.
up like stupid quick.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
it does.
it's really like not that much. I just pour whatever.
I want one of those.
All right, pour me one of those.
All right. Fuck it.
What
We
are you
can
What are you
give Josh the
drinking,
good
Josh?
shit.
The
Josh
bitch
is-
shit.
Josh
Just
is
strawberry.
Always. You guys know me.
I mean,
I know some of the people watching know me.
some of them.
Real wheels are shit. Yeah. Cal wants to know why I sound like that. I don't know, Pat.
Come on,
I don't
Dylan.
know.
Doesn't say RN or that is an M. Yeah, I just can't read.
No, it says RN. It says RN. That's just my voice. Sorry.
Yo, pour your drink, bruh.
I don't know what he wants.
He said he
I
wants
want that
this.
one.
Oh, all
I
right.
ain't drinking vodka. What the fuck?
I don't know, man. I just work here.
Remember, I brought you Captain last
I
time?
just
Oh,
talk
yeah.
here.
I just live here.
I just come here on the weekends.
Yeah, right. No
Yeah,
shit.
true.
Same.
Little kick
Alright.
in there, bro. Yeah.
Woo! Nobody did the thing.
I like these shot glasses, but it's not very much of a shot.
Yeah, that was kind of weak.
Yeah, I told you. I mean, we can pour another one.
No.
Well, we will, but not right now.
God damn.
But yeah, so
Wash it down with some Corona.
yeah, there you go.
Good thing I fucking ate before coming over here. Because that one I would have been like, all right, I gotta go lay down.
I'm out. I gotta go.
Josh is a lightweight.
Sometimes.
But I think
Not all the time. Fuck you. But here's my fucking argument. I drink to get fucked up. I don't drink to just hang out and fucking mingle. I drink to die.
Oh,
so
no, I
like
socially drink. I
being
don't
a
drink
being
to
a
die.
lightweight is okay. Fuck you guys.
The first time that I met Josh, he would drink like a 16th of a Four Loko.
That
and
is
pass out.
absolutely not true. That is absolutely not true. That is not true.
And that was after they got pussy shit.
That is a very
So remember when we were like
untrue
kids and
statement.
Four Locos were like nuts.
And they were killing niggas.
And like nowadays they're like nothing.
Yeah, that Four Locos murdered him.
That is not true.
the 16th.
That
seen
one.
it.
No,
I did see
listen
it.
to me. Listen
I did
to
see
me.
it.
Listen to me. That Cinco de Mayo fucking party at my house.
The one that we got kicked out of?
Okay,
You're gonna hear the studio team back here. Oh shit! Like they were there. They remember that. That was crazy.
I don't know. Let's ask Brianna about that one.
Just make it sound official. Our studio team in the back here.
Studio team.
Our studio.
Our staff.
Our
and crew.
engineers. Our engineers
It's not
are
the
in the
studio
back.
team. It's the studio. Bree and Kylie.
And Kylie.
But yeah, so I think the kind of conversation I want to lean towards is the real versus fake. Kind of want to know what you think, why you think that, and then you guys can speak from experience too. Like you've seen, and we've talked about it, Dom. Last time you were the first time, we kind of went back and forth on like why real wheels are going to be better. And there was a lot of people that after the fact was like, oh well, actually you should go with fake wheels because they're cheaper to replace.
All right, so here we go. Which way are you gonna stir the pot when you're stirring the shit?
Dom, you go first.
Yeah, Dom, I feel like you have the most. Well, no, you and Josh have a very, very hard opinion on this.
There's just okay. So
I'm gonna need another shot. So can you just
from-
pour me one right now? I mean, you guys don't even have to take one. I'll take one by
from
myself.
the driving style differences between like Josh and I and you two, considering like I mean Josh tracks as well. I've never personally actually tracked.
I wouldn't
my
say
car,
I
any of
track,
my
but I
cars.
have
But
tracked,
he has
and I
tracked.
will
You wanna pour it?
track.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like they do it now and we don't do it right now.
Yeah,
that make
And
yeah, that makes
by
sense.
So,
it,
like-
you're saying drifting or
yeah,
tracking,
like
I
tracking
guess.
whatever,
okay, in general.
whatever it may
right,
be in general.
Right. Mhm.
So like as far as what we do and what you guys do, I still believe that real wheels are the way to go, regardless of it being cheaper to replace or not. If you're drifting, get a 3-piece wheel. It's not as light as another wheel, but if you smash it into a wall, it costs you what, $100 to replace a lip, as opposed to like $200 to replace a cheap
Well, the
wheel.
lip plus the build, right?
Well,
Even then,
if
like
you're,
you can just
like,
do it yourself.
it's
Building
really
a wheel
easy
is
to
not
build a
easy,
wheel.
or not hard, because
Well,
I
I've heard
did
that-
all
it's-
four of mine
building
by
a wheel is
myself
really
for the
easy.
first time ever.
I did the same shit.
I've
dude.
never built
No.
wheels before, and I built mine myself.
But
and it
yours
was fine.
leaked, right? At
Only one
time?
did, but
Only
I
one.
think it's because
The
I
bead
took
just
my.
wasn't set, or
Mine actually didn't leak.
Oh, hold on.
I'm not gonna say names on the chat, but I took my wheels to said
Yeah,
tire shop to get
sure.
mounted.
sure,
I took my wheels and tires to said tire shop to get mounted, right?
you're right.
And I think I could totally be wrong, just being really over dramatic for this, but I think one of the people that worked there just stabbed one of my seals, because
Or mess it up
yeah,
in some manner.
because I took
maybe.
all four there. 3 of them were beaded fine, and the other one leaked, and they were like, "Yo, this leaks, fix it or we'll fix it." So I took it to my buddy Cody to get fixed, and he resealed it for me, and I trusted him because he's been doing it a lot longer than me. And then I took it back to to the said tire shop, and it still leaked. So
Right.
I had to pay them to seal it properly,
And then it was fine.
and then it was fine. So it's a little fishy of a story, but
See, that's why I mount my own tires.
Well, and that's
Wow.
so. Can you
See, I
explain
don't
how
do
you
that.
do that? Because I think a lot of people are nervous just with this conversation in general. Is like they want to run real wheels because what does that look like to rebuild it? That kind of sounds scary. Like what is involved? Like how do you do that?
Lots
What's the
of cutting,
process?
Lots of cutting, lots of
Yeah,
bolts.
and you did it by yourself too, right?
Yeah, lots
your
of
recent
cutting.
ones.
what
Yeah.
are you
Cutting.
what are you cutting?
Well,
if
it depends
they're
whether
welded,
they're welded,
if they're
yeah.
welded, yeah.
Oh, if they're welded,
That's like one thing that would be the sketchiest, I think, is if they're welded. But
Well, when you're-
don't get fucking wheels that are welded.
Well, you're gonna buy wheels that are welded when you buy bougie sized ones.
mine are
mine
probably
weren't.
welded.
Well, you bought different wheels, all right? Whatever. Fuck
Mine were bougie side ones,
Yeah.
sized ones.
Yeah, but
It's
they've
like,
probably been cut already.
Well, they're
probably.
Leon Hardware. Those are like naturally 3-piece. Not
Some of
naturally,
the-
but they,
well,
they
some of them.
usually come full.
But the
3-piece.
thing is too is like I knew I was getting new lips, so obviously you cut more towards the lip. So if you're gonna trash something, you're gonna trash your lip, not your barrel.
Yeah.
And it's really easy. It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, he saw it. It sucked.
Yeah.
But doing 40 bolts or whatever it is sucked ass too.
It's very tedious.
It's
because
tedious, but it's not hard.
It's not hard. It's just very time consuming and
Yeah.
tedious, and you gotta do it in like a star pattern, and then just like kind of so it's evenly pressed, and then torque all fucking 40 of them down just because you don't want your wheel to come apart. I
That
don't.
shit sucked.
That happened to
Click,
you?
click,
Oh,
no.
fucking torquing them?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pain in the ass, but I did it like in a night.
Mm-hmm.
It took me like fucking, I don't know, 5 hours, 6 hours to do it. But I was also stalling a lot because I didn't want to fucking do it because it was so annoying. I got one wheel done and I was like, this sucks. I am not doing this.
Yeah.
So,
At least you didn't have to cut it like I did. So
yeah, that was nice.
Well, so explain that. Welded versus what?
they all pretty much come
Like
most of them
riveted
come-
or?
most of them come welded. They from the factory or whatever. They have a weld that is supposed to seal it and hold it together in case the bolts were to come undone.
It also depends on the age.
That too.
Okay.
So then, like most of the time when like he's got his wheels built, I got mine built. You know, his wheels they're all 3-piece. They don't have a weld. You're just putting them together with bolts and then silicone.
Mm-hmm. To seal it, to keep the air.
So
in.
basically,
Gotcha.
he can pull his apart right now and just do it real quick. And versus, well, before he could too. But for me, I have to sit there and cut the weld and stuff like that.
That's annoying.
It sucks.
So overall, though, so where do you lean? I guess then maybe I'm the only fake boy here. Real wheels or fake wheels? What do you think?
I like my real wheels
Yeah.
because just from
Same thing. Same reason he's saying.
I like it because I got hit the other recently and I just put a new lip on it. I'm fine.
Yeah, and that's what you said last
Yeah.
time, right? You're like $100
And I
and
mean-
just replace it.
Exactly.
You have a little bit more like structure. It's not. I don't know. Like you're not putting like cheap quality material.
Exactly.
on-
That's like the biggest thing.
But that's
Right.
like that's the biggest thing. So like for what we do, all of our weight of the car is focused on one particular area of the wheel, not on the whole wheel. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So like if you're doing that to a rep for a long time, you're gonna throw your wheels out of balance, like hard.
That's fair.
It's not even
because
hit,
like the entire weight of the car is sitting on one side of the wheel.
hit a pothole.
You know what I
and
mean?
blow it up.
Exactly.
Right,
Like
right.
it. But like if you were to,
What is Chad saying?
I'm
Chat can't see
laughing
what
at
they're saying unless they're watching
fake
it.
wheels plus spray paint equals sauce.
yeah, I saw that. I was like, hold on. Forged wheels are easier to fix as well. Which yeah, that's also true. That's a real wheel.
Well, and that's so I mean, Jesse Robles,
Yeah.
who's commenting, he is
Oh,
actually
is that who that
yeah,
is?
no, so he's
Oh,
a
hi,
big firm
Jesse.
yeah, what's up, Jesse? So that he's a big firm believer in the rotating mass as well,
Yeah.
which you would agree with and everything we overall.
Oh no,
That's
yeah.
a big reason to get an actual wheel.
I totally agree with
Right.
that. Just for like drifting purposes. I mean, if you
In
have the money
general.
to
In
replace
general.
one of those wheels and or fix it, like go for it. Like
Right.
that, by all means, that's a lot less rotating mass. I just like the 3-piece thing because like if you smack it, you don't have to replace the whole wheel.
Sure.
That's just my personal opinion.
But real
you
wheels
also have
aren't
to have the power to do that.
great point. And real wheels aren't 3-piece wheels necessarily, right?
No.
Because I think that's a big misconception. And then we get into the weird conversation about like Cosmos. Where does Cosmos fall? It really, I feel like I always get a different answer. depending
I
on who ask.
never really thought they were reps.
I never did too. I've never seen them being a direct replica. Like Adahan right
But the
now
word-
is making a direct replica.
But
of
I
the
feel
Cosmos
like
wheel. You know
when
what
we
I
say
mean?
reps, we're not saying like they do copy, but typically we're saying they're just
But
bad wheels.
they're like poor
Yeah, that's
qualities.
mainly it. 'cause
But that's what you call a
'cause,
rep.
Like, there's real wheel companies that have the same wheel as another real wheel company.
Like
like
Rotifor
work-
makes cast wheels.
Work
Sure.
You know
makes
what I mean? Like
Right.
there's a lot of their monoblock series is cast.
Works
That's
and
not a-
GMRs have the same exact wheel as Ordens. Like
Right.
it's the same,
Yeah.
and it's weird.
like same
But,
material, everything.
Well, the same like style,
Gotcha.
the same
But,
5-spoke
like,
style,
back in
like exactly the same.
back in the day when like SSR and Work were like making the same wheels, they had a contract to share like their blueprints.
Okay.
That was like they shared blueprints. That was inevitable
right.
because there's no way that they just made the same wheel and somebody didn't get sued.
Sure. Yeah, no, for sure. Well, and I think it's crazy that now we're starting to see Cosmos actually having Cosmos reps. But I feel like no one really, like we always say real wheel, fake real wheel, but
There's
it's
also
like a
a
weird,
lot
half conversation where no one really knows what that means. Because you can have like is a Cosmos a real wheel? What do you think?
See, that goes down to its like structural integrity to me.
I mean, well, what do you think then?
I mean, I've seen them hit a wall and be fine.
Sure.
They hold up. They're forged, aren't they? Are they like rotary forged? They're not cast wheels. To my knowledge.
If anyone on chat knows, I don't actually know.
I've
to
never
be
looked
honest.
it up.
I'm pretty sure
Well,
they're
I mean, I think
forged.
Jesse's talking about them because that's what we were talking about when he said what he said about them being cheap cast wheels.
Cheap cast wheel. Oh,
So they are cast.
So they are cast.
Okay.
If
Yeah, that
that's
sounds
what he's
right.
talking about, yeah.
Real wheels and being
Yeah, so this is a good question, and this is kind of what I'm asking. So when do wheels cross the line between being real wheels and being fake or rep wheels? Yeah, and then Curtis here in the chat says, for instance, BBS LMs and work VS XXs, which is the best example that he's saying.
That's a good example, but like when you're talking about BBS and work, those are two of like the largest companies in wheels.
Sure,
they can do whatever they want.
But what separates? And I'm asking the same question he's asking. What is the separating, deciding factor? Is it material? How they're made? If they're 3-piece, 1-piece? Because obviously I don't think that that's true.
I think that BBS and work are both in the same category.
Well, what separates a real wheel from a fake wheel?
The material.
The material.
Material?
The build.
Yeah, the quality and like the price.
build quality and the material. Definitely.
That makes sense, right? So like you can have
and Jesse actually has a good point. Forged versus cast wheels. That's a very good point right there.
That is a good point.
I agree.
Yeah. What is so XXRs are cast?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there like a worse way to do wheels than cast?
That's the worst right there.
Yeah.
Cast.
Yeah.
So Cosmos is cast as well then, right?
I guess
So that's a fake wheel. Right?
And
I'm
I
just
agree
saying.
with that. And I agree with that.
Yeah.
It's just like my personal experience. I've seen them hit walls and I've seen them survive just fine. I've never seen a Cosmos crack.
Sure.
For instance, Vardovan, we've watched them
Right.
crack
Out of nowhere.
without
no,
just out of
no
normal
reason.
driving,
Yeah.
not any sort of track use whatsoever, just crack out of normal driving.
For sure.
So like that's like another thing where it's just like build quality that also depends on.
And that's a good point too.
Okay,
So Jesse says, but also work makes cast wheels and Graham lights are cast as well.
But that also goes into build quality. You know what I mean?
Sure.
One company ripped off the.
Yeah, and I agree with that too. That's my point. You know,
Yeah.
because it feels like fake and rep wheel, like that's the same. Everyone just is like, oh yeah, it's a rep. So it's like a fake wheel. Not necessarily, but typically they're replicating another company that's cost less. That's both about the same.
But that also goes into like I was saying before, like obviously work and SSR share blueprints. They
Right.
but everybody has their preference. Like I mean, you guys have girlfriends. You've had a girlfriend. They
One time.
No, the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because like girls have their preferences over say. One likes Kate Spade, one likes Michael Kors, one likes Coach. What you know what I mean? Like those are their preferences between BBS work, SSR, like Rotiform. Like those are our preferences. What wheels do we like? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's
they're
fair.
all gonna give you the same wheel. They're all gonna look the same.
Right.
But which one do you like? What do you like the best? I love SSRs. I've always loved SSRs.
Yeah, I like SSRs.
They make a similar wheel that like work does, and work makes a similar wheel that SSR does. I've always liked the styling of SSR over work because they have these small differences that I like.
Right.
Other people can argue that work does something that they like, which is fine. Like everybody has their own preference. But when it comes down to a wheel like that, it's about preference.
Yeah, I agree. And I think like, you know, going back, because I definitely am obviously pretty hard in the car scene, but I think when I was deciding on wheels for the Evo, I wasn't having the fake and real wheel conversation because I didn't really know people who really gave a shit, just to be completely honest. Like no one even cared really. So I found the style that I liked, and I think I wanted some Volks. I think actually that's what it was, but they were like $1,200 per wheel, and I was like, fuck it, or something like that. I don't really remember, just to be completely honest. But I ended up going with Cosmos because they were so cheap, and they're still light. And I'm not saying like, you know, they're the best wheels ever,
like,
but a lot of people don't know that.
People think the cheap way out's the best way out.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure. But
Jesse
like
also made a really good point right there too.
Yeah, what Jesse also says is maybe where the wheel is made, you know, but not completely, because you could argue that, you know, European wheels and even Desmond Regimasters are made in Russia, which is actually, I didn't know that.
And that goes back into, I mean, that makes a really good point because like say I prefer Japanese made wheels. That's just what I like. Back in the day when like BBS were huge in the German auto industry, even in their stock wheels, they were made in Germany. They're made in Japan now. Right. You know what I mean? Like that. So that's also huge. Like where do people want their wheels to come from? Right. You know what I mean? So that makes sense.
For me, as like more of like the fake, like I'm just trying to be the voice of, if you know, like not real wheels. For me, the deciding thing was like, I don't want to cry when some like rock chip happens. Like those Cosmos wheels have a ton of like chips from just rocks hitting. Maybe it's just a poor cast material, and maybe that's why. But it's like I wanted to rally it and stuff. Yeah, and I get upset. I'm like, you're car washing, and you're like, oh shit, here's another fucking rock chip. Here's another rock chip. So if like I had like your wheels or even your wheels, I'd be like, oh fuck me. Like I want to just redo the lip now and everything.
I think it's also a poor like powder coat that's on the wheels too.
Yeah,
probably. But it like goes through like to the metal, like it's actually like making indents like
powder
that.
Coat.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because I mean, my wheels are old, and I mean they're kind of beat up, but I don't have like rock chipping problems. I've never had that problem.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Maybe it's just honestly the cast.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, even on like I had chrome plated Bezrayas that were literally like original chrome faces. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
They were fine.
Do light polish on them, they're good. Usually.
No, yeah, exactly. Like I'd never had like rock chipping issues before with a wheel like that.
Right.
My back lifts are brand new, and obviously throwing all the rocks and stuff like I do, I don't have any problems.
Yeah.
They're definitely light though, but yeah, the material. After seeing those wheels that Preston had, it just cracked. I was like, shit. It makes me definitely not want to buy. Just to be honest.
No, yeah, honestly.
It's kind of scary.
And
we've seen all those like photos of the XXRs and shit that are like literally you see it like bolted in the middle and then the wheel's just off. You're like, what the hell? That's crazy.
But I mean,
and how often do you see photos of that with like works or SSRs?
Right.
You see videos of them beating the dent back out of
it. Beating it out of the lip.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
And then re-beating their tire and boom, they're good.
I like how it gets all quiet because we're reading the chat.
Okay, but
like
here's
thinking about
Jesse,
say his question first. Say his question for people that don't see it.
Real wheels that are beat up are fully acceptable in my opinion. Fake wheels that are beat up are not. You can't beat up a fake wheel because it'll crack or break.
Right.
You can beat up a real wheel because it won't do that.
Sure.
It'll get beat up.
Yeah.
It won't break.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless you're like throwing it off of Mount Everest. I don't know.
I don't know. I watched my XXR shed a piece about this long off of it.
Really?
Mine chipped like all
Holy
the time.
shit.
It was bad. When I had the speed, it was my XXRs would chip.
Well, maybe that's a good thing to like hear though for everyone listening too. Like it's not. Real wheels are probably gonna last a little bit longer for sure.
Yeah, that's true. He did.
I haven't actually.
Is there two pieces in
Yeah, he.
on the FRS, like
Chris.
He hit the wall.
Mihan when he smacked it in the corner.
Don Ruiz says, "Have you not seen Chris's wheels? Nice CR2Ps that are now trash because he hit the wall at Mihan."
Yeah, he smacked that thing hard. It was
but when you
I didn't see that. I didn't see that though.
Here's like the difference between regular tracking and Mihan. Mihan is it's nuts. That's a track
like our local one, or
well, regardless if
Japan?
You real wheels or not, if you hit a wall hard enough, shit's gonna break. Like
this is true. You're always gonna break something. On the wall.
If you hit the wall hard enough, that's gonna happen regardless of what you're running on your car.
I don't know. It sucked. I've hit the wall with fake wheels. It chipped the lip off of it.
Well, and like the whole fake, wheel and the real wheel conversation, I've literally hit the wall twice, right? Like all jokes aside, I have, and those were like the BMW OEM, I think those are E46 wheels. I don't know the styles or whatever, but like it's still, first off, it's still on the car, still run. I'm sure it's probably a little fucked, but like even my last crash, which was worse, the wheel was still
totally
relatively put together, obviously dented, but I probably could have just saved it, but obviously, didn't want to. But yeah, if it was like an XXR, Cosmos, or Fordovans, yeah, probably.
But I mean, that goes back into, so let's go back to Mihan. That black LS400 that I don't even remember the wheels that he had on it, but when he smacked the wall and his wheel blew up.
Where was that?
I don't know if anybody
was that
saw
local?
that. No, that was here. Was that Paco?
No, Brian.
Oh, Brian Young, right?
Yeah.
It was the black LS400.
Yeah, he was driving Paco's.
Yeah.
That was the Paco's car?
Well, no, now it's Brian.
Yeah, okay, that's
But
right.
I just remember, that's a good example. I mean, I'm sure the CR2P is, damaged. I mean, is it repairable? I don't know if that's repairable. I haven't seen it. I didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
But I just remember seeing, that LS hit the wall as hard as he
and that
hit
video
the
is
wall.
fucking crazy, by the way.
But
like,
no,
he
I'm
is
serious.
smacking the shit out of it.
It's not the wheel blew up. It didn't just shatter or crack, or it blew up. Pieces of the wheel were everywhere. That's what happens.
I thought he drove out. I thought he drove it out the track.
He did. It was not. It was not a good idea.
I don't know. I saw taillights flying everywhere.
Well, it's
The
funny
taillights
because
flew
if you see
around,
that video, I was literally behind. I was pretty far behind him, but I just
Yeah.
remember driving behind him. He just fucking smacks the wall. all this shit just fucking flies
Flies
everywhere, and then
yeah.
it starts sprinkling on my car as I'm driving past. I'm like,
You're like,
holy shit, what happened?
Oh,
I see the videos. I'm like, oh shit, dude, he fucking killed that wall, bro. It's
was
crazy,
bad.
dude. That was badass.
But like the
though,
tire wasn't still beaded, but it was still like wrapped around. So I
Yeah.
mean, like even the pieces that were missing were the tire was still there. You know what I mean? So like he was just running the tire.
So, sorry.
ahead.
So
No, go
Don
ahead.
Ruiz was like, so I guess it depends on your sport or use of wheels, stancing and looking awesome, real wheels all the way, track, go with what works. And I agree.
Which yeah,
'Cause,
that
like,
makes sense.
yeah.
It depends
know-
on your like, because everybody has a different viewpoint of track. Some people are okay with running reps just because like
They're cheap, and for drifting, they're cheap to get.
You know what
spares,
though?
you
I
know what
would
mean?
say I feel like that is just a drifting thing, because if you think about NASA, if you think about all these other like
none of them are running.
they're
reps.
not none of them are running reps. It's really just a drifting thing.
They're just.
I think
trying
it's
to go
because
for
of-
the lightest weight.
Right,
wheel
exactly.
possible.
They're focused on time and all this, more focused on style, so it doesn't really matter as hard. But then you have a very big majority of the drifting, community being like, "Why the fuck are you running reps?" That's not stylish, right? That's like a big thing, and right? Your car's, essentially pretty stylish as a drift car, but not a lot of people are.
It's aight.
It's definitely I.
But that's just a thing I think for drifting. Because even like you guys know, as like car shows, you go, oh shit, those are like whatever wheels. You're not like, oh shit, look at those XXRs. And and when we went to WECFest, we didn't really see that.
You didn't see
You
any.
don't.
I was like, I don't think I even saw even like a Cosmos.
But like
I didn't see any of that
shows
shit.
like that, they ask for the brand of wheels.
You have to apply to the
have.
show. You can't just pay and get in.
Sure.
You have to be accepted
Yeah.
into that kind of show.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and-
Jesse says, I disagree with Josh Wheels for everything. I also feel that way, but I was just using that as
right.
I
Well,
mean,
point
I
of
personally
this
agree with that, but
argument.
I'm not going to disagree with somebody else's viewpoint on how they look at how they want their car. In all honesty, like, because that's how they view it.
Right.
That's how their track, how they take their car on the track is how they believe is the best way for them to be on the track. So if somebody else wants to put a fake wheel on their car, by all means.
in the end, it's their car. It's not yours.
Well,
Yeah, I
here's
don't agree with it, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong.
sure.
I just my opinion is that I real wheels.
What is Nick Gross running? Because I know Andrew Schulte is running Cosmos wheels.
Yeah.
It was.
No,
Most-
he's
I
running
feel like a
Autohans
lot
now.
of
He's
people
on
do.
Autohans now, or
Yeah,
Aodons, or however the
So
fuck
are
you
those
say it.
real wheels? They're not. So
They
those are
make
reps
dir-
or fake wheels. Sorry. So those are fake wheels.
They're cast.
They're cast.
Aren't they? That I'm
Yeah.
Chat,
with
if you can
my-
tell us, are they
Does
cast?
anybody want to check the
Cat
sources?
for cat
Someone check
forged.
our fact check our asses, please. We're probably wrong.
This is what happens when you get drifters in the
I'm
room.
like 95% wrong. So,
yeah,
most of the time.
I mean,
so.
they know better than us. But like my point in just putting, and obviously I'm not putting them on blast, and that's not my intention. My point with that is that there are people that are good drifters and drivers, I'll say in general, that are good drivers and very far along in the sport that are running reps or fake wheels, which is interesting
Yeah.
because I feel like at this point, and especially even today, because like I didn't feel the same way about this conversation until kind of now we're kind of going over it and talking about different things. Now I'm like, oh shit, maybe I should really focus on real wheels. But it's weird that if you're getting that hard into like the whatever sport competition you are for cars, you're not running
Yeah,
real
they're
wheels.
cast.
There.
They are cast.
Okay.
I was not wrong.
Oh,
For once in my
Most-
goddamn
most-
nice.
Most of them are cast.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely interesting though.
I don't know. I can barely read any of that.
We need to like blow it up. Grandpa
it's
vision for
fine.
you.
Gonna blow it up.
All right, pour me another one.
Damn, son.
Wow.
Awesome,
These are
man.
little shots.
You're
You
You're
guys
still
are
out here getting
That's
shitty,
true.
huh?
You don't want any?
No. Oh, okay.
I'll whisper it, but it doesn't matter.
See, you know what? That's a good question. So what does that say?
Cody.
Signorelli 23.
Signorelli
It's
23
Dylan. It's
asked,
Dylan.
is Koenig a rep?
Yeah,
That's
just
a
drink the
great-
rest of it out of
That's
the
a
bottle.
really good question.
Good.
Is
We'll clip it.
Koenig a rep? See, my problem is that like what you were saying with TSW, for whatever reason in my head,
It's TSW cast or I actually don't know.
they make cast and forge.
Okay. Oh, they do. They
Oh
do
yeah,
both.
like the ones you sent. The ones you sent.
can
Yeah,
us,
buy
yeah.
Those were
Koenigs,
forged.
You can
Oh,
buy
yeah.
TSWs.
That's why I was like,
You can
it's
buy-
not a bad idea.
You could buy MBs. You could buy all these wheels at Discount Tire. I don't know why, but that just puts a bad taste in my mouth.
Most people. Most people would agree. No, I'm
yeah,
saying most people agree with
so
you.
like, are Koenig's reps? I don't know. I wouldn't put them on my car.
What does chat think about Koenig? I just seen them on interesting rice cars.
Koenigs are perverted.
I see him on a lot of Hondas.
Not trying to out any group. I'm just saying some ricer cars, bro. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you could buy
Really?
BBSs from discount. I think so.
I guess I just never shopped at discount
I
for
haven't
wheels.
either.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't know.
I also probably wouldn't
Never actually
put
looked into it.
BBS on my car. I love
Why?
BBS wheels.
BBS
but I
has
wouldn't
nice-
put them on my. They have really nice wheels. I just wouldn't put them on my car.
Some of the BBS.
I don't
wheels are
have
pretty
like the
sweet.
right body type for the
I see what you
car
mean.
or for those wheels.
Of course
Yeah.
you do. I think BBSs would look hot on your car.
Yeah, they would. They look good.
No, yeah, Anki does make OEM wheels, and so does Koenig is like Anki, and Anki makes OEM wheels. Yeah, they do make OEM wheels.
Who's Flow Forged? Who's that? You guys know that? Do you know that?
Flow Forged wheels sponsor a ton of drivers.
I've never heard of that brand. You guys don't know
Flow
that
Forged is a way of.
Oh,
brand? How do you guys not know?
I thought you guys were the wheel gods.
Yeah.
That's more Dom. Did you hear the shit he was saying about fucking BBS going from Europe to Japan? I was like, what?
It's funny because I only know that because he told me that.
Oh,
So I was like, yeah, like I remember you telling me that.
Like,
yeah.
like you do about like random shit. I like do a lot of like dumb research about stuff that I just want to know about.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
one of them was BBS, and I
Mhm.
just did a lot of like research on BBS
Yeah.
one day.
Oh, they're saying, I don't get it.
I know, yeah, I'm confused.
makes Flow Forged.
Hmm.
The Stitches had cast faces, but that's not any of my business.
Ooh.
Okay, but can we talk about?
I don't know. Wait. What is
Riverside.
that? Wait, what is that? I
Riverside,
don't get
okay.
His
it.
old wheels.
My
The
Oh.
old
wheels
wheels got rid of.
the big
Oh,
ones.
really? Cast
Damn.
faces.
A
So
lot
don't
of-
shade it.
A
Were
lot
they
of
really
drifters
cast
run
faces,
Koenigs.
though?
I don't know.
They're
I don't know.
Riversides.
You're asking. Ask the chat, man. I don't know.
Man.
Okay,
he's
Trent,
stirring
do
the
your
pot.
research and then come back to me. Because Riverside Stitch Mesh is a discontinued wheel as of year 2000, and tell me where you will ever find a set of those ever.
What does it have to do with the faces being cast?
Nothing.
So, Don Ruiz
just
keeps
didn't-
asking about the question: what's wrong with real versus fake expenses? Can you rephrase a question a little bit, though? I think I understand what you're
What's
asking.
the problem
What's-
with real versus fake, expensive versus cheap? I personally,
Like what? Like the problem on buying them?
but
or
here's the
running them?
problem though: expensive versus cheap. I don't like that. I prefer real versus fake because you can go on, say, Wheels Gang, and get
You can get like good real wheels
or
for cheap as fuck.
Wheel-
I paid
Wheels
$600 for my
Well,
Leon
that's what I'm
Harden.
saying, like-
$600.
You can pay
Let's ask about
like
that
what is
offset,
it?
though.
Wheels
Yeah, I
Club.
mean, I had to rebuild them, but still, like,
I'm not
Wheels
sure.
Club on
specs they're
Instagram.
at.
You can buy real wheels for stupid cheap. These people import these wheels in like bulk, and they just they have no idea what's coming in on these ships. You know what I mean? And they just buy it.
Oh,
You know what I mean? And they don't. They just get all these wheels together and they just sell them because like they only paid X amount of dollars for whatever container of wheels, and then they just clean them up and they sell them for like stupid cheap. So
Sure.
you can get really really nice wheels, like you said. Josh got a set of Leon Harden Ordens. You cannot find those wheels. Like
Yeah.
those are just they still make them, I think.
You're the
Shit,
one
I
that
don't
knows
remember.
that.
I know,
wouldn't
but
that.
you can't just go and you just can't go to the store and buy them. You can't go online and order them. Like that's a rare wheel that he bought for $600. You could buy a set of reps for $600. You know what I mean? He got
Sure.
a full face, lip, and barrel for $600 put together, ready to put a tire on it. So like that expensive versus cheap does not register in my book.
I think that's
so.
fair.
That's where it goes down to real versus fake.
Yeah, I
Because
agree. I
you
agree.
can find real wheels for cheap. It's not hard.
You make a good point. I
It's
agree.
not hard
and
at
that
all.
that should be the conversation.
And, no,
it
yeah.
shouldn't be about the price, but
So that's why, like, I personally believe quality over quantity,
Hmm.
as opposed to like the other way around, because you want the best, not the most.
right. Well, and that's what I was gonna say though. As far as like, so just in general, I would say the
and Jesse made the same point. He said you can get a set of raised Graham lights for the same price as Cosmos. You're not wrong.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You're not wrong. That's like you can find these things either secondhand or most of the time secondhand for the same price.
Sure.
And I'd rather buy something secondhand that is better quality than buying something brand new that's of lesser quality.
I'd say that in general, not even about wheels, just in general.
Yeah.
I'd rather buy used all day. But I think what I was going with it too, like we have a split culture at the table right now because you guys are more about the car shows and shit like that. Kind of. And then obviously me and Dustin like it, but we're just drifting regardless of the skill level, right? So my point is with the culture with I'm saying that for me, not for you. But
okay, hold on. Josh I'm sorry to
go ahead.
interrupt you. He said, but they're old ass hand-me-down cheap real wheels then. So if they're old, does the material break down over time?
Good question.
They make things back in the day a lot better
Back
than
in
they
the
make
day.
them now.
Back in the day
when
I bought my horse carriage.
I'm going to say this one more time. They made things. Think of like
Slam
90s
it.
car,
Yeah,
90s and
fuck
80s
dump it.
cars.
Uh-huh.
Even it's the same concept. They made things like that better than how they make them now.
I feel like that's
build quality.
arguable.
But I'm saying like if you were to get into a crash in a car from 1980, the car's fine.
Yeah,
but it's a safety
if you were to
thing.
get into a
It's a
crash
safety
in
thing.
like 2018
But here's the
Toyota
thing.
Corolla,
But here's
the
the-
whole car's gonna fucking
Absolutely.
But here's
crumble.
the thing. Here's the thing about that old car. It's gonna be a brick. You're gonna hit somebody. You're gonna hurt really bad, and they're gonna hurt really bad.
Yeah.
These new cars, they blow apart for a reason, so you can get out and go.
Which no, yeah,
"Holy
and that's
shit."
but
Right.
that makes sense. Like that's fine. But I'm saying like material quality.
Material
Does that
quality-
make sense?
I
material-
see what
like,
you're saying,
they're
but
rougher, they're harder.
It's more of a
they're not-
safety thing. It's not
Yeah.
about like them building it better.
No, yeah, but I'm
or
just saying like
worse
things
now.
were just made with a rougher material. They made things to be solid. Like
But the thing is, I mean, you could look at like trucks back in the day. They couldn't tow half what they could now, but now we got these newer and better metal and lighter, and they're towing double the weight the old trucks did. So
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That is a good point. Actually, that's a really good point.
okay, but Fuchs are sick.
Well, hold on.
Jesse.
You gotta. And if you're gonna answer this question, tell
Okay.
tell everyone the question though. Say the question though,
So he said forged wheels, no.
or the statement.
My dad just bought an original set of Fuchs for his Porsche made back in the early 80s. Still super light and strong. They also cost $5,500 for two wheels.
Holy
which
shit.
No, they're expensive.
Right.
They're hard to find. Like original
crazy.
Fuchs are really hard to find.
That's more than my car, and the E36 and all of its mods, including the full cage. Damn. Just for
Shit.
2 fucking wheels. Easy.
That's ridiculous.
I mean,
It's actually probably like a couple grand higher.
but like that.
No shit. No shit. Including the cost of the car.
That just goes back
That's
into
insane.
preference, though. Like in my
Sure.
personal opinion, because I liked the Riverside meshes because they're old. They were discontinued in 2000. They didn't look the best at all. But like, where will you ever find another set of those wheels ever?
Sure.
You know what I mean? I found one set for sale in Japan. Out of the whole time that I owned those wheels.
How much were
And
they?
even now, I was one of the 2 sets of those. They were like $2,500.
Fuck.
I was one of the 2 sets of those wheels in the world being sold at that time.
Wow.
Like you know what I mean? Like it just
Yeah.
goes like in Fuchs. Like Fuchs are like rare, old, expensive. Like you can't just go to the store and buy those. Like that means
Right.
a lot to me personally. At that point, it just kind of like real versus fake doesn't really matter because that has a sentimental value to me.
Gotcha.
So I mean, that just depends. I mean, they're still real wheels in my opinion, but just because like I said, that's something worth money. That's something like worth your while. That's sentimental to you. Like,
But as far as what I was trying to ask too, I mean, with you guys being in the car scene, more of like, like the hard park car shows, shit like that, it's a pretty big deal if it's like really expensive, right? Like, oh, his wheels are fucking $10,000 per wheel. Like, yeah.
Well, because like when
But
you're
like,
when,
like drifting's not like that. I mean, well, I guess it depends. It depends.
it,
It's
no,
just
yeah.
all
But it's
I
more
mean,
of a
everybody's gonna
Functional
think
style
versus
thing.
form.
if I
Just
walk
functional
into
versus form.
if I
Style
walk into
thing.
so
Yeah.
like if I should I'm not gonna name drop. Never mind. When I walk into a car show and I see like a car with all this work done to it and it's running like XXRs, JNCs, something like just
Yeah,
they literally
I don't
spent
like
like
that.
$200 on their wheels, but they just spent like $12,000 on building everything else in their car,
Right.
and it's like a Civic. Like they make really nice wheels in small sizes. Trust me, I
Absolutely.
have 4x100. I
Yeah,
understand.
Yeah.
Like
You're kind of like you're shitting out on the whole build
on everything.
but that's like in general. Like you could even do that with the engine,
But
right?
then it's just like if you are a power freak, why wouldn't you think of the rotating mass? Because
I
those
agree.
reps weigh so much more than anything else that you're gonna put on your car.
Totally agree with that. Yeah. That's a good
So
point.
like that's so like because people are gonna be like, well, I don't care about how the car looks. Okay, well, did you not think about the functionality of the car? I don't care if you don't care how it looks. You can buy an ugly set of real wheels. Look at mine.
True. Not that. But like I would.
are ugly.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. But I agree with what you're saying though, because until I talked to Jesse, I didn't think about the rotating mass, and that's a really big deal. That's a
It
very
is a big deal. No, yeah, and when you're a functionality freak, like
Right.
I'm not
You should
saying
still be
freak in a bad way,
Yeah.
but like
That's important to you.
it is important. You know what I mean? Like that's really important because that's going to give you that extra couple milliseconds in your track time.
Sure.
And that's a big deal.
Or even more. I mean,
exactly.
shit,
Like
yeah.
that's a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say this question out loud, but Jesse, I would not put that past you.
Jesse, he'll be in your DMs shortly. But see, and this is how I kind of feel with Don Ruiz. If I build a nice car for a show, and I put on nice ass wheels, but if I'm gonna go drifting, then I'm gonna put some shitty ass wheels on the track that I don't care getting fucked up.
That's great.
Exactly.
But he is able to say that.
Yeah.
Like, he has a very
yeah.
nice 240.
He does. No.
and he does it that way.
Yeah. And so, like he said, he's going to put on his, like, cheaper wheels for drifting.
And I think it kind of goes back to what you said though too. Like it doesn't.
Everybody's going to have a different viewpoint.
Well, that and just because it's cheaper doesn't mean it's cast. It doesn't.
Yeah.
You can buy like a used set of like real wheels that are
Yeah.
actually forged that will be functional, that are still relatively cheap. Like the whole conversation with the Cosmos and the what were those, Cosmos and the Rays or something like that.
Preston said my works are the heaviest wheels I own because they're 3-piece. They're not lightweight.
Right.
Sorry, but that was a dumb statement.
No, but I'm.
Sorry, Preston.
But just as far as the rotating mass, I think like that's a functionality thing as far as like racing your car. Like that's a good point. Regardless of real or fake, let's just talk about the weight and how it's rotating. That's what's important. So as far as car shows, I don't know how that
Yeah.
is.
Well, same thing for like drifting too. You got your wheels stopping and going all the time. You
Yeah.
got
Oh, yeah.
whole
For sure.
300,000 pounds of rotating mass in the back of it.
For sure. For sure. No, I totally agree.
But shit, if you have the power to do it, go for it.
Well, I got axles to say otherwise.
Well, that's a good point. Like, yeah, just because you have the power doesn't mean you should buy a heavier wheel, right? You're kind of
No.
losing your power
No,
at that
not at
point
all.
too. So
He's not wrong. You did say that earlier.
They
Preston
are.
said you said fake wheels are heavy AF.
They are.
I know.
I know,
But
but
so
what
are
he's saying
three-piece
is
wheels.
real wheels can also be heavy.
3-piece wheels. Most of the time.
Real wheels.
3-piece wheels.
Are they real wheels? They're real wheels though, right? They fall into that category.
But like if you're caring about how heavy your wheels are, you're not going to buy 3-piece wheels.
Fair. But just to like be devil's advocate, yeah, they can be heavy.
Yeah.
But we're just saying real, fake, in general. But yeah. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. It's always like a very like heavy
There's just
conversation
so
with
many,
this.
like,
But I mean, you guys pull us some
perspectives.
great points though, right? You know, it's like maybe if you didn't have, a fake wheel, your real wheel would have lasted a lot longer rather than like, oh, here's a chip.
do I throw in another topic?
Go for it, yeah.
Not
Fuck it.
topic, but another like perspective.
Yeah, go ahead.
Somebody's personal education of these things. Maybe they don't know.
I was in that camp.
Exactly.
I didn't even know.
I was there when I had
You said fake,
SXRs.
yeah,
I
fake
had
real. I
no
don't know what the
idea.
fuck you're talking about.
Like, but
It's a wheel.
right?
I
Some
don't know.
people really truly do not know.
I'd
So,
say
I mean,
most. I'd say most people. for
honestly, though,
Yeah.
a lot of people really don't know what the difference is, and their thought process is usually how am I best going to spend my money in the least way possible.
sure. Exactly. I
And
want
that's
something that
it.
looks nice
Yeah.
and that isn't super expensive.
Yeah.
That was exactly where I was, and that's why I spent.
That's how a lot of people are.
$1,200
I mean, but like that also goes back into like how educated are they on that particular subject.
Sure. Or if they even care.
If you're gonna put that much money into your car, you should care. In my
Yeah.
also in my
I don't
opinion.
disagree. I don't disagree.
But
I feel like chat has some questions though. getting some good, getting some pretty good responses today. A lot of good questions, a lot of good feedback.
This is a pretty heavy topic.
It is. No, yeah,
the
there's
wheel
just so
topic
many.
is just.
That's
You
heavy.
can go on.
Kaido,
Shout out
that's
Kaito.
heavy. I don't know if you're watching, but it's heavy, bro.
That's heavy.
But yeah, this argument could go on for hours.
It honestly could.
You know.
Well, I feel like it's a kind of one-sided argument. I feel like I've been swayed onto the real wheel camp at this point, but I'll probably run my Cosmoses until
That's
they break.
because you hang out with us too much.
Probably.
I mean,
real wheel
it's just.
shit.
I guess it's just you. It's just based on you, whatever you want on your car. 'Cause
Well-
I will never put reps or fake
Sure.
trash wheels on my car. You know what I mean?
But I think it goes back to what Dom said. I didn't know, right?
Yeah.
Like I bought those like 2.5 years ago. So it's been a long time, and wasn't educated on why. Like, why does it matter? Like, I don't even know what they're made out of. It's a wheel. I don't know what the fuck. Is it steel? I don't know. It's just a fucking wheel. Why are you even asking? You know what I mean? Like, I don't. What are you talking about? Rear wheel, forged cast. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But now it's like, okay, it's different.
You saw a wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, and like I remember, I think it was Ray's I was looking at, and I was like, oh shit, this is really nice. But then I was like, damn, that's too expensive. I can buy this wheel, and it's like half the cost or like a quarter of the cost. But I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know the difference on the quality and shit like that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Jesse says, Josh, we need to get you on some daddy wheels.
I think he wasn't talking to you.
Oh, well, fuck me. Okay.
He's talking to Don_Reese.
Because that's actually Josh.
Yeah.
So I got to ask though. So we've been talking. I feel like this has been a conversation for the past couple days.
It's when it comes to drag racing, we're talking about beadlock wheels. Are those really?
Ooh.
Okay, Marissa.
That's a good question. Yeah,
She
say it.
When it comes to drag racing, we're talking about beadlock wheels. Are those real or fake? Okay.
Now, there is fake beadlocks and there is real beadlocks.
There is, yes.
Isn't it for like more? And for
No, like
drag,
literally, like
and
you
for
look at a
drag.
truck and it's like, oh, it's got beadlocks on it. You go take the bolt out of it. And it's just like a
Yeah,
cap.
And
yeah.
it's literally just a cap.
Yeah.
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 But like true beadlock versus fake beadlock, like I feel like that's an easier tell. Like if you're buying welds, that's a real beadlock.
That's true.
Yeah, like all the
I mean,
7-second cars and shit like that are running
I've
beadlocks.
personally never looked into drag racing, and personally never have looked into beadlock. That would be kind of cool. 'Cause I've never.
Well, they're not cast, are they? They're forged, right? Those are forged.
They beat anymore.
7-second cars are faster.
I don't debead though.
Beadlock wheels are forged.
They
correct?
have to be.
They're not cast.
There's
ask
no
me.
way that they would be.
If anyone
cast,
on the
because
chat
you
can
can't
clarify
put-
on this.
you can't put
There's
that
no way.
much power.
Exactly my point.
onto a cast
exactly
wheel
my point.
without
right.
breaking
It'd-
under
it'd
pressure.
fucking
You can't put
shatter.
a beadlock onto a cast wheel
no.
without.
I
breaking
don't
under
think you
pressure.
can. I mean, you probably could have just break.
Wheels on his FD car beadlock wheels are not allowed in FD.
Hmm.
Mad Mike ran fake beadlock wheels on it. Why would you put a fake beadlock on your to look good? They don't look good. They look good on off-road
Different
cars.
strokes, man. Different strokes, I guess.
Unlike
Everyone's
off-road
different.
trucks.
Everyone's different, man.
different.
Because if you can have a beadlock, it doesn't. I don't know what the point. You're not gonna.
If it's a
Tire
fake
upload.
beadlock, why are you putting a fake? Why?
Because
I don't know.
it's the
I-
looks, man. It's Mad Mike.
I don't
It's
know.
also asking why he's got that rotary.
Cause sick.
Okay, rotaries are sick.
See?
If you know how to
Very
take
cool.
care of a rotary.
I agree. I agree.
I love
If you know how to
rotaries.
take care of a
Rotaries
rotary,
are
they're
sick.
fucking cool.
But what I was gonna ask though, so this week we've been talking about VIP cars.
Ooh.
All right,
That's
before we
been
get into
like a
exact,
heavy thing.
It's like every day.
Every day. Yo, where's that president?
yeah, dude, shit.
Austin's catchphrase.
Every day.
Where's
Yeah,
that
no.
fucking president?
Yeah, dude, I should fucking need one of those like tomorrow. So if you could build a VIP car right now, unlimited
Okay.
money, what would you build?
Unlimited. Fuck, that's a hard question.
Unlimited
There's a
money.
lot.
You can get any car you want and make it a VIP car. What would you get? Starting with Josh.
Oh god, I'm gonna get a lot of hate, but like
Oh, shit.
I love these. The new Genesis G80s are hard as
those are
fuck.
so sick.
Hard as fuck. Dude.
Yeah, I like
They're
them.
really.
I seen it on the
pretty.
freeway. I was like, oh shit,
They're
that's
so
actually nice.
pretty.
Yeah.
So pretty.
It's cool that they're on their own line now too,
Mhm.
instead of Hyundai.
It's sick.
So you just VIP it out, slam
Yeah,
it.
Slant. I would.
Is there one like that out there right now or no?
I don't think I've seen like a crazy like Stancy VIP one. I've seen there's wide body ones. They just came out with a wide body kit for it, and it's sick. But they're so new.
Yeah,
of a
they're
car,
super new. Yeah,
But
probably not a lot of aftermarket support
yeah,
yet.
probably not.
What'd you do, Dom?
What? Sorry, I'm reading chat. I'm confused at where this is going.
Oh, sorry. We'll switch back really quick.
I'm not really sure what. I don't know who's talking to who at this point.
What is the difference between cast, flow forged, and fully forged? Does chat know? Does anyone at this table know? Because I don't fucking know. I'm just being honest. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
I just talk here.
I just work here.
Yeah, I mean, if someone, especially because Trent, you were saying, explain.
I still think that's Marissa. Honest.
Oh, okay.
Is it?
So is it cast, flow, forged, or
maybe.
like what is the difference between those two? I'm sure Jesse or Don might know as well. I don't know, just in general. I don't know what the difference. I really don't know what the difference is.
It goes on to like the. Okay, I don't want to say something that sounds stupid because I don't want to have like the wrong idea in my head of how.
His wheels are turning in his head right now.
He's like, oh,
Literally.
shit.
I'm gonna say
What do you think? What do you think while
man.
we're waiting for them to say something?
Out of one.
Kai, can you Google that?
What am I looking at?
Cast, flow forged versus fully forged wheels.
The heat and stretching the metal. It's the way the metal is spun. That was what I was thinking.
Watch a video.
Learn some education.
Yeah, we're fucking
But
stupid.
like that's
fucking-
true. Like the amount of heat,
You
the
stupid
amount
ass.
of pressure that
We
the
should just
metal
all
is
sell our
putting-
cars and get like Groms or something. Because
Dude,
we
I'm
don't
down.
have
Hell
shit.
yeah.
I
I'd
know.
be, I'd be fucking.
Yeah,
Well,
I'd
no,
be
because
so
now
down.
that's like testing
fuck
my
it up.
knowledge, and I'm like kind of upset about
Yeah.
it.
Kylie, what
Because like
did,
I'm sitting here thinking like I mean the heat of obviously like.
What did
stretching
Google
the
say?
I
metal.
want another Sprite.
did Google tell us anything?
It's gonna take. I don't know
I'm
if I'm still
thirsty.
looking it up.
Oh, okay.
I'm not as good
Yeah,
at
because that's gonna be
That's
a
okay.
a hard question to find an answer to on Google.
I don't know. I figured maybe there'd be like.
An article, but there's a lot of words.
Oh,
on
okay.
See, I was looking for pictures. I'm illiterate.
there. There's lots of pictures of broken wheels, but there's like a lot more. It's a lot. It's an in-depth.
Just watch a video.
Are they XXRs that are broken?
I don't know.
That's not a flow forged wheel though, is it? Yeah. I mean, I'll admit when I'm not knowledgeable on shit, like I'm not even
Same.
offended about
Yeah.
it. Like I'd love to be educated if anyone knows in the chat.
Drop a video link.
I know.
Yeah, or
right?
something.
Right.
Don, watch
We'll
a video.
Watch it right here.
Stupid asses.
You stupid.
I want to continue the VIP build.
Oh yeah, sorry. So yeah,
conversation.
Dom, VIP car, unlimited funds. What would you build? You can't
It's-
say a Miata.
It's not a VIP.
That's not a VIP. I mean,
I
you
know,
could
I'm just-
totally
I'm
VIP
just giving
out.
him a
You can
shit.
VIP out pretty much
So-
anything if you.
Actually, is a VIP car a 4-door or 2-door?
Hmm.
That's okay. That's
That is a good
also-
question.
I would
that's a good
consider
point.
a VIP car.
I say a four-door.
I would
Yep.
like a full size 4-door.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's got to be
It's gotta
four
be full
doors.
size.
Because
more
I'm
horse.
sitting here thinking about like
Yeah.
you know those really ugly like convertible SC 430s.
No, those are
Oh.
so
Those are
hard.
sick.
Though. Those are so hard.
Like when you have a VIP build on one of those are sick.
Yeah, they're pretty.
So
But
what
it's
would you
not
build?
like
Is that
a
what you
true
build?
VIP card. No,
Okay, what'd you build?
they're so cool.
What would
though.
you build?
Honestly, I don't know.
Dom, that's a bad answer.
think.
Think
No,
of a
okay.
no. Think of a car. Stop reading the chat. Think of a
Sorry,
VIP car that
We're
you
moving
VIP.
on. We're done with
Moving
the wheel
on from
thing.
the chat. No
Well,
more
we'll
wheels.
we'll come back to
We'll
it
come
with
back to
whatever
wheels.
people are
Get
saying,
any
but
further fucking losing friends and shit over the conversation.
unfriended.
All right, there's the link.
They got a link.
Oh shit.
Oh, and
Um,
so TM Photos and Video said cast is fully cast. Flow Forge is a cast wheel with a barrel forged after the casting process. Forge is fully forged.
Good.
That makes sense.
We
And
got
that
that
makes
locked
sense.
in. Now let's move on.
It has to do with the spin, the heat,
It's locked in.
pressure, whatever. Done. Gone.
I don't know if it's gonna actually do anything.
What?
No, it popped it up on that one.
Oh man, now he's gonna try
Oh, pop
playing
it up
it.
on.
I know. I just want to know about. I just want to talk about VIP.
Okay, then
cars.
talk about VIP. Go
Okay,
ahead.
So that.
Yeah,
I
you've
don't
had plenty to
know.
have time to think about a car you would VIP out.
No, I'm just. I know I had plenty of time, but there's so many like cars that I would choose.
One car.
I can only pick one. Like how big's my
That
car?
is
One
really
car.
hard. That is
It
hard.
is
You
hard.
picked it right away.
Well, I
Yeah,
have
but, like,
way
the
more
G80s are
in
sick.
mind.
And
Yeah.
he already like.
I mean, you can
That's
say the
like a
same
thing.
thing.
Are you watching the video?
No. Go ahead. I'm waiting for your answer.
Come on, Dom.
Sure.
Is it really that hard of a question?
It is because like there's
There's a
many
lot of
cars
cars
that I
out
would
there that
pick.
you could
I mean, because
choose.
I'm thinking like, I mean, yeah, I really like the old school, not old school, but I guess like that typical like GS 400 build that VIP car. Like I love the LS the LS400s. Like, I love all of that. But if I were to get, like, if I had, like, a lot of money that I could just play with to build a VIP car, like, I would really personally like a newer, not like I would say like a 2010 Lexus GS for, what is it, 500 at that year? Or is it 430? 400? I don't remember what the number
I don't
is.
remember what body it is.
But
It
the
changes
GS,
a lot.
the Lexus GS series in like a 2010, and I would probably throw that on the ground. VIP, crazy.
Okay, here's the thing.
I love those.
For VIP cars, would you leave it static or would you put it on air?
Static.
Air.
I'd leave it static.
I'd leave
I
it
guess
static.
when it comes to air for me, it depends on the car, but it's still a very, very small amount of cars that I would put on air.
Well, so what's your official answer then?
Like a. I'd see now after thinking about it. I don't know because it's that.
It's okay. It's not a test. You can be
is a
wrong or
test.
right. You can always change your answer as you.
I'm just
He is,
Develop.
he is right now. He's changing.
I know.
I
for,
know.
like, the
Well,
fifth
no, I'm
fucking
gonna
time.
stick to it.
I didn't know it's so
2000,
hard.
Like 2010 era, like Lexus GS series. I'm not sure where they were at with the numbers at the end of it.
What is yours? Your LS?
That
What
400,
year?
It's at 96.
Oh, what do the new ones even
But
look like?
that year was a GS300, and they used, like, there's an LS430, LS460, LS500 now. They
Yeah,
go
there's
up.
like so many different.
I didn't know that.
I don't know where they're at with those numbers right now.
Yeah, they go up little bits, or they don't go up at all. It's kind of crazy.
Some of them change depending on like your trim model and engine,
Wow.
and it's just, there's so many variations of
Huh.
the series. So I'm just gonna say 2010 GS series.
All right, I fuck with that. What about you?
I want a JZX Chaser.
That's a good answer, but isn't it? Is it a 2-door or is it a 4-door?
Four-door.
Okay,
four
but
doors.
Is it?
But I want a manual swap.
JZX what?
110.
Okay, sick. Like, as I was like sitting here thinking, like, okay, like the 80, 90, 100, like 110, sick.
110.
What is the
The 80s
chat?
are
What is the
sick.
chat think? That's what I'm.
80.
Obviously, my answer is a fucking president because my car is named a president.
President.
Just for the record, like
I still like.
I'm
the
such a
Nissan
VIP. It's literally called a
Senna.
president, bro.
Ooh, the
Dude.
President.
Nissans.
Presidents
Like,
are-
what kind of car do you drive? A president.
A
I
president.
drive the president.
Presidents
a
are
president.
fucking
It
hard.
is so hard, bro. But hold on, if it was unlimited, I'd build that Rolls that we sold today.
Oh shit!
that
I
thing
didn't even
is sick.
think about that.
That thing is sick. Damn,
That
boy.
was cool.
Damn.
That was-
Damn.
Dude, oh shit. That'd be crazy. I was talking to one of my buddies. I was like, yo, every scrape is like 10,000. Every time. You're like building like this big ass skidded plate, but like every time you scrape, you're like, fuck, there's
Okay, here.
10,000.
If you had unlimited money to VIP a Rolls Royce, would you put it on an air or leave it static?
I'd just to be honest, I'd probably put it on there.
I would leave it static, bro.
Oh,
I
boo.
would, if I had unlimited money, I would
imagine.
keep it static.
Fucking
Fuck.
imagine pulling
Okay,
up
Bill Gates.
in a Rolls Royce dragging, but you're static, like you're not on air. You're just sitting that low all the time.
Or you can just be on bags and just ride around dumped and lift it up.
Or
and shit.
just
True.
stay static 'cause it's cooler.
Well, I
You
mean,
don't have to tell people you're on bags.
I don't care. I'll just be like, yo, I'm static and not be lying about it.
Jesse Robles says a GZX 110 Cressida. Cresta. You were right.
I know.
Cresta. Cristo. I'd fuck with one of the VIP like that, though. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
I just want to get Jay-Z in it, and they can still do sweet burnouts.
Jay-Z, boy. Give me that Jay-Z.
Jay-Z the world. I don't know. KB. Okay, so we got what? Darren.
Still.
Fiberglass or KBD?
Static.
That's
super
actually,
dope. Yes,
it is a good
Trent.
question because recently I've seen a
put
lot
your
of
car back
people
to
talk
static.
about that.
Yeah.
I talk about the fiberglass versus KBD. Mostly more towards
I
the
don't-
drifting, but a
I
lot
don't
of the
think-
low
I don't think I
boys.
know.
Oh, do you not know the difference?
I
You know
don't
what
the
KBD
fuck
is?
KBD
Oh, so it's
I-
It's a
I've-
polyurethane company.
I would never put
Okay.
fiberglass on. Like, if it had to do with like
No.
fenders, I'd never. Put
in
fiberglass.
general though. So that's the one thing. So
That
the
depends on where I'm putting it.
the fiberglass, obviously fiberglass. KBD is like a
It's
poly
a poly-
material that will like
It's supposed
bend.
to be. It's supposed to be indestructible polyurethane.
Yeah, so like you
Oh.
can, yeah, and so a lot of the static kids or boys or girls or whatever are running that because they can be static and kind of fuck it up a little
yeah.
bit,
I
and
would
like
do that.
it'll bend and whatever. So what would you run? Which one would you choose?
I would not put. I mean, with the wheel fitment that I'm trying to achieve, I would never put fiberglass in my car. If it was like a ducktail spoiler, sure. I
Dude,
don't
but
care.
you'd go KBD.
I'd prefer it.
Yeah, I agree.
See, I've been down the road of fiberglass.
Yeah, I was gonna say you literally run KBD right
I used
now,
to be
right?
dragging my kit down the street, blowing fiberglass up every day, changing lanes. There goes a piece of my fiberglass.
And like you hit like a little like what are those?
the little
stupid
reflectors. Yeah, I literally went.
Have you ever gone reflector collecting?
No, I'm not even
Reflector collecting.
Yes.
No, in my car
Oh my
was like,
gosh.
no, when the Miata was like stupid low on the BS, every time I would change lanes, I'd smack something and I'd find reflectors like in my
So-
side skirt.
Jeez,
So,
holy fuck.
on my LS, every time I go home, the first speed bump going to my apartment complex, there's probably like 3 or 4 of them sitting there.
Shit.
For me
Damn,
taking them with
really?
me.
I
Hell
could
yes.
no, like I couldn't even take a speed bump.
Well, the
I'd
problem,
get
the
stuck.
problem is my frame rails.
Did you see this? I didn't know that. Griffin broke his KBD kit. You know?
Yeah.
He
You
drugged
know that
that thing.
story.
He drugged that thing on the ground.
What was it?
around
His front bumper, rear bumper?
Rear bumper, I think. I don't know. I could be wrong.
He
But
drug it for a while.
He
though.
drug it all the way around East Track this morning. And
Oh yeah, and shout out for Track Society for putting that on. By the way, that was dope. It sounds like everyone had a really good time. It was awesome.
Today.
Yeah, it was with NASA. It was yesterday.
Was that yesterday?
Yesterday.
yesterday.
Yesterday
Oh,
at like
okay.
4 a.m. They worked with NASA to get a track done. So
Sick.
that was
Death
cool.
carts are
That was
sick.
awesome. We need
Death carts
we
are
need
hard.
more tracks here. So that was really cool.
But yes, Guy would prefer KBD over. I'd rather run polyurethane than fiberglass because I am tired of fixing fiberglass
Yeah.
all the time.
Okay, hold on. Trent said static's not cool when you're on cheap coils. Says the guy running Raceland bags.
Shit.
A little heavy shade going on. Just for everyone watching that doesn't know these two, they know each other and they are actually friends. As aggressive as it sounded,
We are friends.
it's not
man.
a fight. No one's trying to
I
die.
love
It's a
Trent.
fight.
I
It's a
love
fight.
Trent.
you, man.
And
It's a
his car
fight.
is cool.
But I know.
But
like,
hear me out. Back to our conversation. If you have a fucking Rolls Royce static, you can buy good
That's
coils. You're
like-
not gonna get Racelands on a fucking.
I
But
mean,
that's
if
like
we're
respect.
yeah,
like,
but
that's
if we're
on
like,
a whole nother
yeah.
level
I'm
of
just
respect.
saying. I'm just saying.
but like it makes sense to have
The
bags.
static rules.
It makes sense to have bags.
Yeah, if you're.
I feel like
okay, but
I feel
here's
like the
thing.
people that want to
My-
do static or just can't afford bags.
Okay, hold on.
I don't like that argument.
First of all,
Go ahead.
I don't
Let's
like that
talk about it.
argument because
I'll probably need a couple more shots now.
I don't like.
Here's
that
the whole
argument.
bottle.
I
Yeah,
don't like that
thank you.
argument.
I'll chug it right now.
Like yes, I'm
Pour
spending,
me one too. Fuck it. Let's go.
You want one? We're gonna need it, bro. I'm just telling you. I mean, these are little baby shots anyway. I'll pour you one. It's okay.
No, it's vodka.
Don't be a fucking pussy.
I don't like that argument about
You like
static
shots,
people
though?
not being able to afford bags.
I do
because
need another
I don't
Sprite.
believe
Oh,
that's true.
do you want one?
Beer assistant.
Let me pour this first before we get a little aggressive.
I'm gonna
all
drink
right?
my beer.
Okay. You want some?
No, I don't know.
Pussy.
I'll be drinking a bitch drinks.
It's
just
still
wanna drink
alcohol,
vodka.
regardless.
I poured my little towel.
I've been
All right,
drinking
let's get in
all
on
day.
that
I don't wanna be drinking
conversation.
vodka.
What?
Oh, thank you, Kylie.
Oh, jeez.
I was just,
Thank
I was
you.
just trying to be an asshole, but not really.
Here, just cheers me really
Jokes
quick.
on you.
Well, do you need it for a chaser, or you're good? All right. You didn't even cheers Dom and his
Sorry,
beer.
bitch ass.
Cheers this fucking hand.
What else I got? Grab a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
The empty one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, static versus bags.
Says the guy's running fake 50 mil spacers.
Okay, they're
He
25.
did put heart emojis at the end just for let the record show.
They're 25.
He ain't
mil.
talking to me, so because I ain't running fucking
No, he's
spacers on my
talking to
car.
Who's running spacers? You?
Yeah.
Oh.
I have bolt-on spacers. On my
Oh,
car.
okay.
My wheels are like too small.
So
So
bags,
17
bags,
by 8.5.
static,
So
That's
Static
a small
bags.
wheel.
Needs
Static.
a bigger lip.
coils with
It
bags.
does need a bigger lip. Yeah, I
Maybe we
agree.
can take the spacer off.
Air cups.
Mm.
Ooh, I don't know about air cups. I'm not down for air cups
Why?
Why?
because they're just it's not
They're not functional.
fun. You're only allowed to
What?
go like 4 or
You're
5
only allowed
miles
to
an
go-
hour on an air cup when it's lifted
I think
up.
it's 15.
It's 15.
That's why you
It is
drive
15.
with it not lifted.
Then what the fuck is the point of having an air cup if you can't drive?
Air
with
up
it?
to get over speed bumps and shit. I don't know.
No,
That's
it's
stupid.
it's
I'm
based off
sorry.
of like the speed, like 15 miles.
I'm sorry if I'm going down a road and I see a big bump, I'm like, oh shit! My cup's gonna blow. The
Yeah,
fuck
you just have to
apart.
slow down to like 15
To
miles.
50
per hour.
miles an hour
Oh.
on the freeway,
Oh, I'm going
Yeah,
75. Break.
like so and so did on the drive to Cali, every 20 miles, slowing down to 20 miles an hour. I wasn't dumb. Moving on.
Anybody
Anyway.
make a non-knockoff poly kit?
I mean,
There-
we're pretty far past it. though.
Yeah, we are.
But I want to hear the
didn't
static
see
versus
that.
bags.
Static.
Why?
That's
though?
my argument.
Why?
See, I go back into my reasoning specifically goes back into the Japanese history of legitimately lowering your car. Why the fuck did they lower their cars?
It's a preference, I guess.
It
I like
is a
static,
preference.
but other people
Me
like bags.
personally-
Yeah, but
like-
people will die on either camp. Like they will fucking die.
They will fight each other. to
Bags
death.
only.
Which is
Static
fine.
only.
Like and
Pussies.
everybody has their own
Bags are for
preference.
groceries.
my
But it's
thing
the
is, like-
same. It's the same argument as
Right? That's the
real
same.
versus fake wheels. Like
I don't know.
static
Like
or bag.
to me,
Yeah, but
if
at
you're-
least go
say
ahead.
you're at a show, right?
Mhm.
Like Wegfest, for example, and you see a car like tucking hard or sitting lip defender, you're like, it's fuck, that's hard. But then they're like, oh, it's on air. You're like, okay, that's still cool, whatever. Or you're like,
It's
it's
still cool.
static, and you're like, shit.
But those
You know
cars
what I
literally
mean?
break as they go down the road. AKA, we know Dom.
If you're dumb, if you're stupid,
See, yeah, I'm just dumb.
But I mean-
it's not that I don't have the money to do it.
I'm
because,
static and
like,
I don't break anything underneath.
Well, what do you
Yeah,
think?
but
What do you think?
You have fenders that are rolled out to the point
That
of
was
no
my.
return.
That was like me though.
He
that
made
was
the
not,
car fit
That
the
wasn't
wheel.
because of
He
my
didn't make the wheel fit the car.
car being low. Well, I mean, yeah, it wasn't because of me like driving and they
His-
did it over
his
time.
wheels
It was
didn't do
because
that.
of
He did
me
that.
doing
Yeah,
that because I
that's
was
the-
impatient putting my wheels on and didn't want to
You should have rolled them.
didn't
want to
wait
nice.
to put my wheels on to buy,
They look nice if
suspension
you painted
parts
them
and
and
stuff
did
for
a
more
little bit of
camber.
Bondo.
A little bit of Bondo. I'm seeing like an inch and a half, 2 inches worth of Bondo in that thing.
But if you're gonna do like a static setup, you would probably want to do overs, right?
No, it doesn't. It depends.
Well,
I mean, it doesn't matter.
I'd rather go metal fender. So
Really?
it just beats into that.
Yeah.
Well, because you have a very static setup, obviously static setup, but you have a lot of like, when you get on the throttle, you have a lot of squat, and you're still like it tucks, right?
It does tuck in because the reasons why is because of how my suspension's set up in the back.
Right.
To let it fall in.
Because it cameras in. Because
But-
when you're just sitting like at a standstill,
It's like perfect lip
you're
defender.
literally lip defender.
Yeah.
Like
And
you,
as soon as I sit on it, it just tucks right in it.
and you're not like tuck lip defender. You're literally on the fender.
Mm-hmm.
His fitment's great.
He has a really good fitment. Yeah.
Really good.
I wish my
fitment.
Him
front
and
was
him and Griffin have really good fitment.
Oh yeah, Griffin has good fitment too.
Yeah. But like watching the geometry of his car, like especially when we did XDC, seeing him run and then literally seeing the squat and it goes right
first
like perfectly
ride
under him,
along.
like shit.
That was
Yeah, no
sick.
shit. Yeah. But it's dope, dude. Like it's cool. I mean, I see I see it, but at the same time, I'm like, well, bags is more practical. Like you can raise it, lower it as you go.
Yeah.
That just goes over like
But then again, it all just falls back that it's preference, whatever you want to do.
it
with
is
the car.
preference.
do you
Like, do
date- do you-
people like care that much about functionality?
Okay, so you want to be sitting lip defender and drive your car every day.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like it. It
I do
doesn't
too.
bother
I
me.
personally, I enjoy it. I legitimately enjoy it.
My
like
biggest
being-
thing is seeing people's like faces and reactions when I drive through like a busy area of people, and they're just like, "How the fuck is he driving his car like that?"
I just
And
like
I'm
to drive
low as
like
fuck,
that.
and they're just like, "How?" And I'm like this, bro. Like
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
doing it.
So
I
it's
think
just
it's
like
cool.
I do something that no one else does, or what? Like, what is the appeal? What's the allure of it?
I just like the way it feels.
Yeah, I like.
You
it.
like fucking
no, I
60K spring rate brakes?
Well, hear me out. I'm not on 60K springs.
Sure.
Yet.
Sure.
But I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I'm
like the
kinda
ride
down to
of
like
static.
blow my.
But I've also
shocks.
been in bag cars that feel really good too. So
I don't know,
But you
my
wouldn't bag
Lexus rides like a cloud.
yeah,
Is it bad?
No,
Oh, I was
It's
like,
on
I don't think it
coils.
is.
on coils.
I wish it was.
My car
bad.
drives
know.
great.
Yeah, my car.
It's
drives
a
really
little
nice, too.
bouncy. Well, doesn't the LSs have like suspension in the seats, like springs in the seats? No,
No.
that's what I heard.
Those are fucking dope.
Mhm.
Those are like what
It was
semi
it
truck
was a
drivers
430
have.
The 430s had that.
Oh.
Then we need to.
Those are
Stone is
sick.
convinced that his car has that, and I'm like,
They're
Okay.
no, they're a soft seat. They are a really
Yeah.
soft seat, but they're not like
yeah,
cushioned.
Mm.
Pretty sure the 430 was the one that came with that.
Those are cool.
true.
430. I like the
I need
front
to
ends on
convince
430.
Josh to do that.
Like me,
What? No, it was 430
Josh, who?
foreign.
Oh. Oh, okay. I was thinking
Black
about.
430.
I was thinking about what car. I was like,
Jeez.
"What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, he has one of those, huh?"
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really feel a certain way either way.
I think
About
they're
that
both
whole
sick.
conversation.
I think they're both sick.
But I feel like bags is more practical and functional, and especially like now with cup kits and shit.
They both take a lot. Or they both take a lot of work. They both take a lot
Definitely,
of work. It's just
definitely.
all on preference. Cause like bags, yeah, you can raise up and you can drop it down. You can have good wheel fitment. You could really do whatever you want. But like getting good wheel fitment on bags is just as hard as getting good wheel fitment on coils.
What does the chat think? No one's really said anything on the chat. I want to know what people in the
everyone only
chat.
cares about drifting.
I don't think so. I really don't think so. I mean, I was just saying.
That was the joke, I think.
Oh,
It was a joke.
sorry, I went over my head
It
there.
was funny.
Yeah, there it goes.
Hey. But I mean, like, I feel like most people. I don't know. I don't know what people are gonna
I
say.
always forget that you have hair under that hat.
I know, right?
I've never
It's
seen him
coming
without
out
a
of
hat.
the side of his
I've never
hat.
seen him without a hat. He could have no hair under the hat for
Fucking
all I know.
dumbass. Here's a thing I want to get into. Sudani. If you guys know Sudani. What?
What?
He's talking to himself.
What are you talking about? You saying cup kit?
I know, but he just
I
repeated
say-
himself because
I
we didn't
say
say anything about
cupcake.
it. I don't know what he
true.
means by cup kit.
It's
like
air cups.
Yeah, the coils with bags.
So we already talked about that.
Yeah, but he's saying that his preference would be a cup kit.
Which is cool. You know,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
all preference. It's whatever you want.
I don't know,
See, that's what I feel like. That's what I feel like everyone says. If I could afford bags, I would go bags.
Okay, but
Almost
like,
every time. Almost
here's the
every
thing.
time.
Out of all the things that I've done to my car and the things that I buy just because I can afford bags and I don't want to.
This is what I'm saying. Don Rua says you sit on a sweet stance, and then if you have any problems, you raise up the front.
That's cups. That's what he's
Well, I'm
talking
just saying.
about.
Yeah, I agree with what he's saying, but I'm
I
also
think
saying in
cups are
bags
cool,
in general.
But
I
the
think air
but the-
cups are cool.
But the problem with cups is you can only can go, 10, 15 miles an hour on it.
Yeah,
What if you're going
I
down the
know.
street?
Is
and
it
you
really
look
that
up-
slow? Because I
Yeah.
heard you could go faster on it.
Uh-uh.
Look it up.
Maybe you could set. You probably
Not,
could set
not
it,
any
couldn't
that
you?
I've seen, no.
No, I know you can't
The
go very fast.
airbag cannot handle, or the air cup,
exactly.
I guess, cannot handle.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to see what they
I want to be
think.
going down the street and it's like,
They're
oh,
taking too
bump.
damn fucking long.
I want to go down the street, see a bump, it's like, oh, okay, hit it up.
Oh,
Instead of
he
like,
did say that.
We've all gone to like California where we're like, oh fuck, my car is done.
Yeah, but hear me out.
And then you yeet it, and then
None
your
of
car
the-
gets
None
fucked
of the
up.
static boys broke. Oh, sorry.
Because we keep having to fix our goddamn cars.
Yeah, I mean, I guess no one technically broke.
Rep versus.
Red versus real.
Real.
He's definitely got the fake soda right now.
What the fuck?
It's Sprite. What are you talking
What's
about?
the real one? Seven
Dr.
fucking
Pepper,
up?
bro.
Oh, I was
Okay,
talking
hold
about like
on.
the same like soda,
But
but
that
like
goes into like.
Yeah, I was
okay,
thinking. I was
Dr.
honest.
Pepper
versus
or
Mr.
like
Pibb.
Mr. Pibb. Mr. Pibb is
Ooh,
fire, bro.
yes.
Mr. Pibb is so good.
Yeah.
But I love Dr. Pepper.
I
But
haven't
like
had Mr.
Mr.
Pibb
Pibb is
forever.
fucking
If you
like
have Dr. Pepper and
rep
Mr.
Dr.
Pibb, which one are you
Pepper.
going to go for?
fuck.
If they're both at the same fountain, which one would you go for?
Dr.
Pibb?
Pepper probably.
See, I'm the other way. I go for Pibb, right?
Dude, Pibb
Really?
is fucking.
Really? I thought you were Dr. Pepper all day.
Pibb is good. Who's
that?
What the
What
soda?
what am I salty about?
No, they do have
Josh
controllers
Johnson
for the
soda.
bags.
Huh?
Darren.
Could be talking about the other Josh.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're not
God
special.
damn it. Josh, just leave
Maybe you
the
should change your
fucking
name.
chat.
Let's just call you Herb. I don't know. I'm just saying. I feel like most people would choose bags if they had the money to buy bags.
I mean, bags are expensive.
If you had the money to buy bags, you probably would.
If
I
I
feel
had the
like
money,
If I
everyone-
had the money to buy bags,
Mm.
I would buy Cool Wheels.
But that's the thing. Like,
Like
in
cooler
so
wheels.
many,
Sure.
so many.
Sure.
I've had numerous opportunities to buy bags for
Mm-hmm.
a company to make a bag kit for my car because it took them until this year to create a bag kit for the Miata. A couple months ago, I've been offered to have a company build
Like
a
sponsored?
kit
Trent, that's so true.
on my car because they didn't have a kit for my car. You know what I mean? So like I didn't want it. I don't want bags. I have the money to buy bags. I've had the money to buy bags.
Sure.
I will have the money to buy bags. I don't want bags. So
That's
like
fair.
that's
That's
my
fair.
that's my
Yeah, no,
argument.
that's fair.
You know what I mean?
That's
so
fair.
like it's not always true that people that don't have the money to buy bags won't buy bags. They'll go static because they're in a hurry. I don't want bags. That's just my opinion.
I didn't mean it to be awkward. I just feel.
No, but
It's not
but
awkward.
like
Okay, that's
everybody's gonna think about it differently. Like
sure.
I said, like I personally I don't want bags.
Yeah.
That's where my argument stands. Like I'm stupid. I drive a brand new car.
On the ground.
7 month
And
old. Yeah, 7 month
It's a
old.
7-month-old car, and I don't have bags on it. But that's sick.
It is cool.
It is cool.
You
It
know
is
what I
cool.
mean?
I
Like,
mean,
that's
I
my
can't
favorite
disagree.
part
Falls
about
back
it,
in the
like-
whole, style points thing. So.
Yeah.
And a
Like
year
I have to
later-
go buy new fenders because I already ruined them.
They're fucked.
They are.
They're fucked.
so
Yeah.
Like I saw
I
them
could,
yesterday, and I was like, "Yo, like
they're-
metal is coming apart."
No,
like,
that's what
it's
I'm. And Dustin was like,
fucked.
"I can fix them." I'm just like, "Are you sure?"
It's you have to weld
You
those
literally
back
just
together.
radius
Literally.
them. Just
I
cut
can
above
fix
it.
I
yeet.
can fix it.
Why don't you just have them fix it?
Go for it.
I
Take
mean,
them.
You already said
Take
you're
'em
getting. You
off.
already said you're getting fenders. So
How
I
much
am
would you?
getting
How much
fenders,
would you
but if I
charge
can
him to
have a
fix them?
probably almost as much as fucking buying fenders.
So buy some
My
fenders.
fenders are literally gonna be $300. So like for the
See,
pair.
I would just do that all day.
Yeah.
Let me know when you want to get them though.
Get what?
Fenders,
Oh, do you get a better price?
maybe.
We'll see.
on the low.
Well, my
Low.
On the low.
Don't say that on the fucking live. You're gonna
Yeah.
some fenders, bro.
Any fenders, my
Yo, hook it up, boy.
I have a few hookups at the Mazda dealership. So
Oh, damn.
well,
Mm.
if you could get it cheaper, go for
Mm. Fuck your
Stir the
discounts,
pot.
pussy.
it.
Okay, I have a topic. Fitments. Tucking or lip defender.
Oh man, there we go again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, but like,
Ooh, I don't
are
even
you
have a hard
talking- are you
opinion on this, and
talking,
I
like,
want to fucking
the
put it
fitment
in.
of best fitment at.
And
Because
chat, this
I'm
is a question to
sorry.
you guys too. So as we're talking, definitely would love to hear.
Are
what
we
you
allowed
think.
to name drop that show, or is that going to put us in a hole?
Fuck it, I don't care.
Well,
Or are we going to turn
Is it
into like top 100?
I heard it's
Jacksons?
rigged anyway.
I don't
It makes
know.
sense. I heard it's you pay to win.
I
I've
mean-
only been to that.
I mean,
one
I just be honest. Yeah, if you want to name drop, that's fine.
So me and Josh went to Stan Wars Vegas 2018.
I need another one of these.
Um,
Josh, do you want one?
no, I have to pee so bad.
I do too.
Go pee. Oh,
Um,
you want to wait, huh? You can go right now and come back.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
hurry
take a
up.
piss.
When we saw the winner of Best Fitment, I was extremely disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely. Like so far, like
Who was the winner? Who was
it
the
wa-
winner?
I have no idea.
G35 with fitment.
Go
See,
pee.
no, but here's
Go
the thing.
pee. Holy
Here's the
shit.
thing. The car was fantastic. The car was so well put together. Quality parts, quality build, so many amazing things that he did to his car.
Mm-hmm.
He did a really, really good work to his car. The car looked great.
Mm-hmm.
He did not deserve best fitment by any means
Why?
at all.
Why?
Because fitment to me is like how close can you get your wheel to your fender? That's fitment.
So it doesn't include tucking.
Tucking, yes, it does include.
Okay.
'cause you
If
can't-
you are,
Well, I don't know, I'm
if
just
you
asking, I
are
don't know.
less than a credit card away from your fender tucking,
That's perfect.
static.
If you got a little rub
That's
on
one
it,
thing.
if you got a little rub on the lip,
That's, like, perfect.
That's fitment. But if
Yeah.
you got like gash around it, that's like you can't fit that, buddy.
Yeah, but like he was. I'm trying to think of like if you. I could probably fit the jewel this way, in between his fender and his lip,
Mm-hmm.
and he was on bags. That's not acceptable to me.
Especially
me
if you're on
personally,
bags, I would
exactly.
agree. I would
If
agree
you're
there.
on bags,
if you're on static,
and you're in a fitment competition,
Mm-hmm.
and you win with that kind of fitment in the front and in the rear, that's not acceptable.
I got tighter fitment on my drift card than that.
That's what I'm
Yeah, that's a
saying.
good point.
No,
And if you have
track
bags,
your
there's no
car like
excuse.
that.
Yeah.
But he's on bags.
No, I
He
agree.
won best fitment with fitment I could fit like 2 fingers in. That's
Mm-hmm.
not acceptable. You know what I mean? Like for best fitment, that no.
Especially on bags, you're not even running that when you drive.
like I
typically.
understand like trying to fit a certain size wheel or whatever, or building your wheels around your car when you're on bags is just as hard as building your wheels around your car when you're static.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's difficult. It's really difficult, the measuring process and trying to actually finally get it.
Right.
But like to have that poor fit, put a spacer on it. Put a fucking spacer on it.
Like a
I don't
5
care
mil,
if you
10
don't
mil.
believe in spacers. If I could fit 2 fucking fingers in between not just between your wheel lip and your fender, that's not okay.
That's fair.
I don't know. I was not. I don't know. The cars that won the best 2 awards at that show were kind of not.
It was pretty
within my
shitty.
liking.
Like
The
compared
show
to,
was great. I loved the show.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
such a great show. It was fun. It was enjoyable. The cars were quality. Like it was a great show. But best stance and best fitment were probably the most disappointing.
it was
ever
pretty
seen.
bad, especially compared to the previous years of the previous
Oh,
winners,
yeah,
like years before. Like 2015 best stance went to this blue BRZ that was fucked up. I don't even know the wheels that it had on it because like
And like I'm not
They're
trying to
sick,
bash
but-
on the cars whatsoever because
The
like
cars
I said,
are sick
the
that
cars
won,
were
but
great.
they're
The
just-
cars had so much
compared to what was there.
time and so much money and like attention to detail all the way around, like throughout the entire vehicle. Not a single like portion of that car was left untouched. Like both of the cars were amazing, but the awards that they won did not match the awards that they won.
And that's because just generality, or are we talking about to the tuck?
Well, best stance was not a stance car.
So what is like stance in general then? Like what is stance?
Well, if you saw
Like what is a best stance car?
the car that won best stance, it was what was an
RC350.
Yeah, it was an RC350.
I was
it
at least hoping it was an RCF, but
black. I think it was on air. I think it was on air. It was wide body. It had like a big wing, and that's about it. Like the wheels
Zero
were
camber.
straight. The wheels were straight. It wasn't that low, even
he
aired
didn't
out.
have good wheel fitment. His tire fitment was okay, but it wasn't. Like,
I mean, it was
wasn't
decent
like,
fitment, but
damn,
like
that's the best
it
stance car
wasn't-
I've ever seen. It was like
I
that's a
wouldn't
cool car.
even consider it a stance car.
No.
Well, what's
It
a
was-
stance car like? 10, 20 degrees of camber?
Well, see, it's not
or
about
is
the
it, like,
amount
the
of camber that
fitment?
you have or like in a number, but like a stance car to me is like, I think like legitimate like Japanese stance car. If you search stance car in Google, even not understanding what a stance car is, you see what a stance car is. You see the negative camber. You see the like significantly lowered vehicles for no reason but a stance car.
Sure.
I don't even know how to put a definition on that.
I don't know either.
other
That's
than,
what
like,
I'm asking.
I just when I think stance car, I think like
I guess the best way to like tell is comparing two cars to each other. What you would say is a stance car and what you say isn't a stance car.
that's
you know what I
true.
mean?
But what is a stance car?
Yeah, but I mean,
It's-
even your
That's what I'm
even
asking.
your Evo would be considered a stance car.
Yeah.
In my
Because it's
personal
not
opinion.
really functional.
He
or-
won
No,
Best Rally
it's not.
Award.
But it
You
looks
did?
good.
Yeah,
it's a
that's cool.
style car. It's a style car. You have negative.
There's
camber,
different
you
types
have-
of stance though.
Yeah.
Like there's like battle stance, like you see Subarus that are wide with big wheels, but they're straight up and down, but they're sitting they have no camber, but they're low and they're wide and they have fucking wheels with huge lips and it just looks really aggressive, And then there's like, I don't know what the stance we would be called, but
Stupid.
fucking cambered out on the
Camber
floor,
clean.
lip defender, or like hardcore tucking,
Read it out loud.
Okay, Trent said, Mike said it himself, you can't just claim stance as a shit ton of camber and hot boy fitment. Okay, but when you're literally calling
Who's
your
Mike,
show-
by the way? Is that
Mike
the guy?
is the owner of
Okay,
of
just for
Stance
people that
Wars.
don't know.
When you're claiming a competition of fitment,
you can't give it to a car that's
But is it the fitment? That's what I'm saying.
but
what
like
is
that's
the
like the
definition
whole point
like
of
a
the
stance?
show is
Is it fitment or the stance?
But I
know.
honestly, from watching the show from afar and going to the show, I would be under the impression that it is like a game to win the best fitment. It's a fitment show. It's a Japanese style stance car show. That's just what you know what I mean. Like, but I mean that could even go into like Euro style. You know what I mean? Because a lot of Euro style cars are just like that, and they're sick.
Definitely.
I love like what we were watching yesterday. Those
That's what I
cars
was
were
thinking.
fucked up. They
Yeah.
were so cool.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. That just
Well, I just feel like the reason why I'm like pushing that so hard is I feel like it's very like subjective. Everyone's like, "Oh, that's a stance car," but like Trent is saying here, a lot of camber doesn't mean it's a stance car. It could just be a lot of camber.
oh yeah. Yeah,
very true.
Very
Trent
true.
said, I agree, best fitment shouldn't have gone to the car it went to, which
And I'm not arguing the best fitment. I agree with what
Pretty
you're
sure, like-
saying.
Like
do
I
agree.
said, the car was great. It was
The
a
car was-
beautiful
it was
car.
cool.
But it shouldn't
and
have
there
won
was
best
so
fitment.
much work
It was
done to that
definitely
car,
a
and
show
he
car.
could've- if he would have won best in show, I would have been happy. But he didn't. He won best fitment.
Gotcha.
I wasn't
Gotcha.
happy.
best stance was it was more deserved than best fitment was.
It
Trent
was
says
aggressive.
best-
Okay, but like I said, like he said, best stance I was well deserved. It was super aggressive. Sorry, I interrupted you. It was aggressive.
What is that car, by the way? What's the car that won that?
Could I
Best
find-
stance?
Let me
It-
see if I can find a picture of it.
Just probably go to Stance Wars Instagram, most likely.
Do you remember the show?
It was Stance Wars 2018. You didn't
I can't
click
even see
enter.
shit.
God, they post a lot.
Just go to probably images.
But I mean, even just going through their Instagram and looking at the cars that they claim under Stance
Is it any of
Wars-
these that are here?
No, that's best fitment.
Oh yeah, that was the best fitment car. they're showing pictures of his front because it was better than the rear.
You know, and just like while we're on this cool topic too, I mean,
This was best stance. That was it, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
dude, it is sick.
It's
It is
a
a
sick
sick car.
car.
It's
It
definitely a
is.
show car.
so for
But,
anyone that's
like-
wondering, it's on Stance Wars, Instagram. I don't know when it was posted out. June 29th.
A couple months
It's
ago.
a Lexus, yeah.
But like I don't.
I mean, it looks nice.
It's sick. It
Yeah,
is
like,
definitely a
it's really
pretty
cool.
show car,
in
but compared
consideration of the quality of cars that went to the show.
Sure.
compared to the cars that were there were some sick cars there.
Mm-hmm.
There were
Well-
also some really stupid cars that made it in the top 100, and I was like, what the fuck?
Well, and to what Preston said too, you know, he's saying it was probably politics. They couldn't give him best show or whatever, so next was best, you know. And we know a couple of places that have done that recently or, you know, before. And that's one thing that frustrates me because we've gone to those places and been in that situation. And I feel like it's very disingenuous because you can have a car that, you know, we all think that should win or, you know, whatever, and it doesn't. And I feel like at the end of the day, a lot of like the driver events are more based on the skill. And then the car shows are more based on politics a lot of the time. It's not like a true, like, okay, who has the best car? It's
It's
like, oh, well,
more
who do you
about
know?
Exactly,
Yeah, and
because
all these
Mike,
shit.
the owner of Stance Wars, he does all the awards and stuff. He knew the owner of Best Stance and the owner of Best Fitment. He
And
like
that-
told
yeah.
stories before saying who won both awards.
And that's why I don't like the car
about
shows
them.
in general like that. I mean, you put all your heart and soul into it. You have this amazing car. Everyone's like, yes, that is the fucking car that should win, and doesn't because that person didn't network enough, didn't know Mike personally or whatever
Yeah.
it might be. That's been a really frustrating thing, especially when we've gone to hot import nights. We've had cars. I mean, your car, his car. We've had a lot of very, very nice cars that should definitely win something, you know, or just I don't know. And maybe that's a little biased.
HIN
but
was fucking trash.
I mean,
The
Austin
awards,
got
the
best
whole-
rally, so
The whole
that was like 2 years ago.
still same thing.
Yeah.
still hold it
But
down.
like the funny thing about that award, you know, just to be completely honest, is I just won that because they didn't have anything that was even close to a rally. You know, and you notice this last year they didn't have one of those
Yeah,
awards
yeah, they
because
did.
there was no car like that.
Exactly.
So it's like, yeah, I mean, it's funny. Like, yeah, I do. Like, I'm not mad about it, but it's just like, well, I just won that because they were like, well, I don't know this fucking Evo because he's an Evo. No, seriously. 2
Yeah,
years ago, that's
yeah,
why. They
ain't-
literally told me that's why. So that's
weird.
just why car shows in general kind of infuriate me a little bit because it's not about skill. It's not about what you put into it. It's not even about if it's a perfect car. It's about who you know, when you know them, and if you know them better than someone else knows them that should have won or not in general. And that's
Yeah.
why it's like I'm always really disheartened when we go to those. I'm like, fuck this, dude. Why are we even here? That's why I like going to like, you know, drift events or whatever, or even like, you know, NASA events and shit like that. It's about the driver skill, not about the fucking car or politics. Politics are so fucking dumb.
yeah, I agree.
Personal opinion, but yeah.
When it comes to car shows,
yeah.
most of the time.
Car shows are still fun.
Yeah, no,
They're still fun.
I do like car
I
shows.
love
I
just
mean, like
like-
I don't go to win anything. I don't go to like show like who's better than whatever. But I go because I like to go with my friends and look at all the different cars. I like to
Yeah.
see the different kinds of quality that people put into their cars, you know. But like, it's just kind of weird to see some of that
Right.
when you're just like, what happened?
And everyone knows, like, oh, they probably shouldn't have won.
Yeah.
But they just won because of X, Y, Z. Yeah. And I also do agree with what Cameron just said. I mean, he said that's why local meets are better than shows nowadays anyways. And I do agree, like...
Shout out my boy Cameron.
Like that...
Miss you, dog.
That is Cameron, huh?
that
Okay,
like
yeah.
with our
That kind of guy
Thursday
right
meet, like that Thursday meet was you know, the time that we got to really like be with our car family. We're not there to stun on each other. We're not there to flex on anyone else. Like, sure, we might clean our car and like we do want it to look nice, but we're there to really just talk to each other and just be like, yo, what's up, dude? It's been a week, you know?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And it kind of sucks that it's gone. I mean, that's a whole nother conversation, but you
For
know,
now,
yeah, it just overall, it's just
temporarily.
it's just nice to have like a not competition just to hang out. And it's kind of weird, like a lot of non-car people are like, yo, what the fuck, you guys just go and park like paths, you know? But like that's when you see like your friends sometimes.
Yeah.
And like there are a lot of people who I haven't seen because I haven't gone to Scottsdale Pavilions in like a couple weeks, maybe even a couple months at this point,
Yeah, I haven't been in over a year.
which is crazy though.
I don't
like
like-
that
I
used to,
don't-
I've gone to that since I was 16.
I mean, I started going to Pavs when I got into the car scene and, you know, modifying my car and shit. But I just, we would go like every weekend, and then I would just notice that it's all the same shit every weekend, and it's so far just to see the same cars you'll see at like the Thursday meet and shit. You know what I mean?
True.
And the Thursday meet's half the drive for me at least. So.
Well, and that's like one thing that we've always tried to focus on is making sure we're central for everyone. West Side people, you know, hate us because it's not central for them, but generally speaking, it is pretty central for like Gilbert, far out North Scottsdale.
Yeah.
Pretty central. I mean, Tempe's literally in the middle of the valley, I think.
It's pretty close. Pretty close.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So.
But he's got a lot of West Side people still driving over.
Yeah, and I mean, I hear like there are a lot of people on West Side. It is definitely like East versus West on like the car culture in Arizona, but like Tempe's like the central point. But Tempe also fucking hates us. So I mean, shit. This is our fifth time being
I'd
shut
say
down.
it's more just like the fucking ASU rather than
Yeah.
all of Tempe.
Well, I know that Tempe PD knows us pretty well.
Yeah, but do they like hate you?
They're not exactly, no, not me specifically, but they don't exactly love us, to put it lightly. So,
Wow.
and it's hard too because you know, like we can find cool places, but we need to find places like with lighting. We need stuff that has like food and drinks or something around it, or like gas station or something that's central.
Yeah.
Like so, we found like when we did the Kiwanis meet. I don't know if you guys went, but like no one really liked it because it wasn't lit. Like
And
literally lit, but
the
it's like
entry sucked.
sure, but
Oh,
like
yeah,
that
the
was
parking lot was
actually we
ass.
could have kept on running that, but no one wanted to go because it wasn't lit.
Yeah.
So it's like it's very hard to find these, and I've seen a lot of posts. I mean, I'm going on a tangent at this point, but like I've seen a lot of posts on Facebook recently, like this meet's getting shut down. This meet's our meet obviously got shut down for now. We have other meets around the valley, west side, north side, even south side getting shut down as well. We're all in this whole thing, but it's like a weird thing where we have to have something central, but we want everyone to come. But at the same time, when we invite everyone, it turns into a shit show.
Yeah, I don't know why people think that they just want to roll through meets and rev and be fucking dumb.
Dude, I agree. And one of the craziest things was, when we posted and said, hey, like Thursday meet, here's what happened. This is what happened, whatever. I literally, if you go to our Instagram, I think right now on the DriverMod Industries Instagram, you can see on that post, there was some people saying like, oh, well, fuck a meet. You should be able to just do whatever and then just find another place. And it's weird to see people think that, because at the end of the day, the only way we're ever going to be able to police a meet, charge whatever, do this, doing that, we'd have to own the lot. And the great example of someone who asked the property managers, could have charged, but they didn't, was that Gilbert meet, right? The one that was downtown Gilbert. Do you remember? I forget what car club put that on.
Downtown shutdown one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hiro Sakai. That's who originally started
No.
it.
Which one?
At the Gilbert Garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Hiroi
Yes.
Sakai. Philip Gold was his name. He put that meet on. Such a good fucking meet.
It was a great
I
meet,
love
and
that meet.
I'm not even like literally that meet was awesome. Having garage, like the whole like Tokyo Drift bullshit, like that's cool. That's fucking awesome.
It was a really,
but
really
they
good
had
meet.
permission from the property owner, and we still got shut down.
Yeah.
They still had police, and they said, "Hey, it doesn't matter if you guys are allowed here. Get the fuck out of here." And that's was like really frustrating. Like we couldn't even do everything, and that's what happened with Tempe Marketplace. I mean, for anyone that's watching that doesn't know, we've done the meet I think for 4 years now, like a Thursday meets. It's almost been 4 years. I'm almost positive. I'm almost positive
It's been
actually.
a while.
Definitely fact check me if you want. It might even be longer.
I think it's been longer than that.
Yeah. So like we did Tempe Marketplace. I had approval from the management there. I signed the paper. The like I'm not gonna sue them if some shit happens. Whatever. And then they had new management. Literally ripped the paper. And I'm not saying like figuratively. Like literally ripped the paper and said, you don't have a contract with us. Like, okay, well, we don't have a contract, but we have this. It doesn't matter. You guys can't be here. And then like the next week, that was when they called security immediately, called police, then wanted to trespass people. So it's like,
Was that one time when we all moved to like Bass Pro?
yes, that was the time. That was the day.
Even
Yeah.
though that
No,
stuff-
that was lot 59.
Yeah.
Was
was it?
Yeah, that was lot 59.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
This was like
No,
way
no.
before lot 59.
Okay, yeah, I remember. I went to the Tempe Marketplace meets,
Yeah,
but yeah.
I
but
went
that
a
meet was
couple
like
of times
perfect
before it
because
got
it had
shut
good
down.
lighting, and then like fucking, let's talk about lot 59.
Lot
Holy
59,
shit.
dude,
Was
the parking
like-
there was insane.
Fucking
and,
parking
like,
was
the
amazing. A
lighting was
million
amazing.
parking spot. Lighting was amazing.
It was great.
But ASU just doesn't want us there because you have to pay to park.
Which
essentially
is
it's their right. Yeah, no, I get it.
It
But
makes
it's like
sense. It's their
no one's
lot.
fucking
Yeah.
ever there.
That was like the best meet of the week.
Yeah.
Like,
Ever.
hands
Yeah.
down.
Like lot 59. Like,
Even though it sucked
even-
that it got shut down, all the shit at the end of everyone being fucking dumb was sick. Even though it's super annoying, it was super sick. 'Cause it
Yeah.
was like straight out of it was like a Fast and Furious meet, dude. Like,
What was
dead ass
that
out of a movie.
one meet that we went to? Wait, you guys were there
The Clean
too.
Culture meet.
Where they were,
Was that
Where
it?
they were like doing donuts in the middle of the road and shit.
Yeah, but that was like that meet was fucking cool.
That meet
like
was
it was
cool.
like in the parking structure. He had things next to it. We saw that fucking dope ass semi shit.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
the clean
that was
culture one.
cool meet. That was a fucking
It
cool
was a
meet. But
really
they had the
good
same
meet.
issue that we've had.
People
You know,
are
people
leaving
doing that
being
shit.
stupid.
But even Cars and Coffee has that issue. Even Cars and Coffee has that issue.
I feel like clean culture was different.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Is that allowed?
To what?
I don't know. I mean, like the whole. I feel like it had to do with the people that ran it and the way that other people looked at the people that ran it, which is why they didn't respect the spot.
That
was
makes
my
sense.
personal
That
opinion.
can make sense.
No, no,
I
go
don't
ahead.
have
No,
any.
no.
I don't have any personal beef. I don't
Sure.
even know these.
I don't know.
I don't
them
know the
either.
people.
No,
but
no,
I
but
know.
speak freely. Yeah, for
But
sure.
I know that a lot of people did not like a specific few people that ran the Arizona branch of Clean Culture.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about that.
That's just like
Do you want one, Josh? Okay.
that's just what I observed, and so that's why I think that turned into a flop, and I'm pretty sure they're never going to do that here again. But it was a great
The
meet.
meet
It
did
was a
turn out
great-
well.
It was an amazing
Yeah,
meet.
but definitely might not.
But
be
I think that
repeated.
the disrespect came from like especially the personal feelings of some people towards the people that ran it.
Well, I know there was some conversation of, and we've seen this happen too. Like, you know, Egypt was the same thing. You had someone doing
Yeah.
donuts, then they got like ripped out of their car, they got rocks thrown out of the car, dents on the car, they got thrown down on the ground or whatever it might be. That was kind of the same thing that happened, right?
Yeah.
They were like hitting people's cars, they were leaving.
Well,
I'm just saying that's what I've seen on
Yeah.
Facebook, but
At the clean culture meet,
yeah.
I didn't hear about that.
I didn't. Hear
I've
about
seen
any,
I've
like,
seen
damage,
I've
but
seen one of the people that
I
ran
believe it.
was like, "Hey, I want to apologize for hitting these cars. This is what happened."
Huh.
I think we were at the Bad Apples garage when we were watching that. Remember, we were working on my car, the 836. I forget who ran it.
There's quite a few people.
So
Don't.
I mean, I don't know him personally, so I have nothing to say about him. I don't. I don't
None of
know
us
who
do.
he
None of
is.
us do.
No, yeah.
Just for the record,
we
yeah,
all
none of
just
us have
go
any
off
beef
of
with any of that.
What we hear about him from certain people. At least that's what I do. I mean, I don't.
I think, excuse me, people do that.
I
in
just
general,
talk shit
but-
about his.
Should we
his-
say that out loud?
I just talk shit about his car. I just don't like his fucking.
You know, like
his
I just don't want to
his
like.
SAT.
I don't want to. I personally don't want to like look bad for talking about somebody I don't know. You know what I mean?
I just think at the end of the day, like, we're all car people. We should be careful with how we point our words.
Yeah.
Because, like, a lot of the things sometimes we hear are not 100% accurate.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
So,
I mean, just
that's
from
why
what I
always try to-
observed,
yeah.
that's what I was
Right.
assuming.
And that's
you know what
fair,
I mean?
right.
So
But-
like, and like I said, I have no personal beef against any. I don't even know any of the Clean Culture guys.
I don't know
know
either.
any of their
No.
names. Do I care? Not really. Like they're doing their own thing. That's
Mhm.
great.
Right.
Like,
Well,
I'm just.
And you know what's funny too? Just kind of, I mean, I think it's just something that I want to bring up though too. I think it's crazy that a lot of car cultures in general, like envious, want to have like only one decal on their car. Like, can't I support one group and support another group?
I
Right?
think you should be
Like,
able
can't
to.
I support Clean Culture and DriverMod?
Mhm.
Like, why does it have to be a one and all?
I think a lot of these car groups with these like really gnarly rules is. I just think it's dumb. Yeah, I just think it's dumb.
Well, that's not what the scene's about. Why
No.
are we
It's
excluding
about-
or
See,
making?
but, like,
yeah,
that's-
exactly. They're like
That's what the that's what
segregating
okay.
it,
This
you
is
know
a
what I
good
mean?
this is a good topic to get onto because that's what a lot of people don't seem to understand. Because I mean, we get a lot of messages on Instagram. We get a lot of messages all over the place about how do I get into DriverMod.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good point.
We're
but in
not.
reality, like
we're not a-
everyone's in driver mod.
We're
You
not
know.
a group. This is a community.
Yeah.
Like that's the difference. That's what's I feel sets us apart from everybody else is because like I mean, say what are there like groups or clubs or stuff like that are around here and
Narcissistic, envious, Clean Culture.
like those are groups.
foreign-
Like you have to
Oh.
like have but that's what I'm saying. Those are groups to like you have to work to do something to be a part of.
Right.
In
Like
Driver
Swift.
Mod, like we're just a community. Like we support everybody. We
Mhm.
we love everybody that supports us. Like you know what I mean? Like
Right.
we are literally Driver Mod. Like everybody that goes to the Driver Mod meets is Driver Mod. Like you know what I mean? Like anybody
Yeah.
who supports Driver Mod name, like that's Driver Mod.
Right. You don't have
Because,
to.
like-
you're not initiated. You don't have to join. Just
no.
be
Like,
there.
you don't
just
even
come
have to
out.
have a decal to support Driver
Yeah,
Mod.
for
Like,
sure.
You know what I mean? Like you don't even have to go to support Driver Mod. Like you know what I mean? You don't have to follow us to support. Like if you are in the car community, that's like we support you.
Yeah.
That's what Driver Mod is.
Well, and I think that's what you just said is a great point too. I think like my general thought is like you support the people that support you
Exactly.
no matter what, right? So like if someone supports us, we'll support you, but we're going to support you whether or not you support us either. You know, even, you know, if we're out drifting or you break down outer meat, which has happened, which is cool. Like, just to say, like, I don't know the people, but, you know, you were there. They couldn't start their FRS. Or trying to start it. It wasn't starting. Immediately, I'm like, yo, who's got jumper cables? We're like talking.
And I've seen
someone's
that
like, hey, I
happen
have this. Yeah, boom. Everyone's helping each other out. That's how it should
I've seen
be.
that happen on multiple occasions. I mean, everybody
Yeah.
will go in and help.
Yeah.
If they can. You
For
know what
sure.
I mean? And somebody say, hey, dude, are you okay? Like, do you need this? Do you want me to go grab something for you? And you could be total strangers.
Right.
And that's just like the great thing about the community that we have here.
And that's how it should be.
Oh, yeah.
That's how it should be. And that's like.
And I've seen that mainly at like the DriverMod Thursday meets more than anything.
Sure. When I'd say we carry that into drifting pretty well.
Yeah, we
Bad
do.
Apples, I think, kind of pioneered that thought process overall, and then we just kind of ran with it because it's the right thing to do.
It is, yeah.
You should. There's no question.
Good morals.
Right. It's not like, and I feel like people treat like the car stuff and culture just as like Crips and Bloods, essentially. It's like, oh, well, I fucking rep this shit, so I fucking hate you. It's like, why, dude? The fuck? Like, you're driving a cool car, I'm driving a cool car, or maybe not. Maybe you're cool, I'm not, or vice versa. It doesn't matter. You're still a person, and, you know, based on the income that you have, based on your life or just your situation, everything's going to change. And I think that's like where our name came from. Like, we're supporting the driver versus the car. Because you know just as well. I mean, you're a great example. You've gone through, what, 4 cars since I've known you? 3 cars, maybe? What was it?
3, 4,
3.
4 cars.
4.
Well, the first Miata.
Well, what was
No, I didn't
what
know
was
you
the
were the first
run through?
Miata.
What was
do
the
you mean?
run through? Your 4 cars. What were they?
Since you've known me,
Yeah.
the Mazda Speed 3, 2010.
Mm-hmm.
I had a 1990 Miata.
That's right.
I had the 2017 Mazda 3, and now the 2018 MX-5.
Right. And that thing is fucking sick. Like, your car has been on magazines, but we supported you. Well, I mean, your first car that I've seen you, I was like, oh, that's fucking cool. But regardless, I still
That was
supported
whenever
you.
me and Kylie did that photo shoot.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And I was like, fuck, those photos are fire as hell. But, like, that was, like, cool because you loved the car. And I think that because you loved it so much and you were, like, passionate about it, everyone else was, too. So that's how it
I
should be
loved
in
that
general.
car.
Right.
I missed that car.
The
That car was
3 or the
sick.
Speed?
The Speed.
The
The
red
Speed
one?
was cool.
It was sick.
It was so sick until he put that fucking ugly ass blast pipe on.
Oh,
it.
I loved that. I could
I
put
was
like a
like-
big old like cup in there, like a Dutch Bros large.
It was pretty. It was pretty
It was
whack.
sick.
It was pretty whack.
Fire.
But that's a good point, though. Like, that's, I think, what is different. And that's the thing, too. We don't ever bash other groups, realistically. Like, if there's something that we see that's negative, we'll point it out. But we're never saying, like, talking shit just unwarranted
Yeah.
like that. Because at the end of the day, we're just upset when people aren't including other, like, groups or cultures. Because, yeah, you know, my first car was a 97 Accord. Doesn't mean, like, you would never have guessed in, I don't know, probably a million years I'd have an Evo. I wouldn't have. I'm glad. I'm very happy. But, like, fuck me. I wish I would have seen Evos when I was 16 going to Pabs, but instead I had to fucking park at the Honda boys because I had a Honda. literally, that's what happened. They're like, oh, well, you have to park over here. And that's how Pabs is in general, which is another conversation. But I'm just saying, like, that was really fucking annoying. It's like, dude, like, I still like Mustangs. But all of us here like Camaros, Mustangs, like Corvettes. Sure, we might have a different style or things that we like, but we still are cool. Like, it was cool after the drift event, the no prep race. We fucking watched that. Like, we literally finished drifting and we watched it because it's fucking sick.
No prep race was sick.
That's what I'm saying. You see fucking trucks on slicks, like, that's cool. But that's what it should be. Like, just because we're drifters doesn't mean we don't like your culture. That's a different
Exactly.
culture, but that's fucking dope. And I hope that it's a two-way street, you know? Like, they should also be like, that's cool. That's fucking weird that they're going sideways instead of straight down the line. Because when we go sideways, they're probably hitting a wall, right? But, like, that's fucking cool. Like, that's how it should be, dude. Like, we all like cars. We all like cars. That's the end of the day.
Yeah.
like
Vehicles, I guess. Things with motors.
We all have the
love.
same
If anyone has a
passion for
boat,
something.
fucking let me know, dude. I'd support the fuck out of that. I'm just putting that out there, dude. A boat, a plane, dude, fuck. Anything that has a motor, fuck yes. I'd love to go to some boat races.
They make some brop noises.
Dude, you seen those fucking racing boats?
Yeah,
they're-
It's
they're
crazy.
gnarly.
They have like the little fucking lagoon shit that they're
You
just
see them
fucking
like throwing fire.
yeah, I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah, racing boats are.
It's
gnarly.
dope, but like we're you know, it's a different. I feel like drifting is, you know, a lot of like our stuff is very easy to get into. You have a car, you do a couple mods, whatever. Boats, you have to like buy a fucking boat. Then you gotta modify this fucking boat. Then you have a truck and trailer to take the boat somewhere. So like the threshold is way higher on the money scale. So we don't really know anyone like that.
Yeah.
But if anyone watching has a boat, fuck yes, dude. Fuck yes. I'm just saying, dude. Fuck yeah. Or like, you know what's kind of cool recently? I think like the drone racing is pretty fucking cool.
It's
Drone
weird.
racing. I haven't seen that.
Dude, in Dubai they have a drone
Stone
race
doesn't
fucking
have a
thing.
boat. His dad probably has a boat.
He's talking.
We're
about
not
his
talking-
LS.
Oh. Well, his dad probably still has a boat, but yeah.
But yeah, the drone they have a whole thing in Dubai too, like with drone racing.
We have drone racing
Like-
starting here too.
Yeah, that's true. We had it at the hot
Like-
airport nights.
Yeah, I
too.
heard, I
Is the
heard someone
cameras
crash their
drones?
drone.
Well,
into
they
a
like they have
depot.
little cameras, but they go like I'm probably overstepping what I know, but I think they go over like 60 miles per hour, maybe even 100. I've seen them run quick, bro. I'm telling you. I'm
quick,
telling you, they're quick.
I don't think it's that quick.
They have like VR goggles, so they're literally like watching their plane as they drive it. Going, dude.
And
If
they have
anyone
that-
in the
the
chat
light.
like doesn't know what I'm talking about, please YouTube like fucking drone.
Drone
Eventually,
racing,
we'll
it's
be able to
gnarly.
pull this up, but I'm just saying like drone racing, Dubai. Pull it up. That shit is fucking
They
wild.
have like
dude.
light. They have like light squares that they have to go through. And they have to go through a certain.
Yeah, they literally
pretty sick.
think about like the stadium, like Cardinal Stadium. Then think about it empty, and they have to go through like the corridors where you walk through, and like all these crazy things. It's not just a stadium, and then they have like all this crazy elaborate maze shit. Like you have to be fucking talented, dude.
Wow.
Like I can barely fly like a DJI. I'm like, fuck, shit. I don't know what I'm doing.
I
Those
can't
guys
even
are
drive
wow.
an RC car.
That's interesting too. Like, what do you
I can
think
barely
about
drive
like
my
the
car.
what do you think about the RC like car scene?
I think
Because
I
that's
think
like another
RCs are
scene.
sick.
That's like
It
another
is.
car scene culture.
RC
like a
cars are
subculture.
sick.
Little drift
Like, have you
ones.
seen like
Yeah.
the little like drift RCs?
I've seen
Those
like
are
the
sick.
fucking truck
Yeah.
like drift one.
Yes.
Like the semi.
Or like the
one.
off-road RC cars. Like that's
Yeah.
a huge thing. It's off-road RC,
RC cars are sick.
It's
They're
cool.
fun to play with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're expensive.
And I
They're
like
expensive.
Yeah.
they're
Very
expensive. Like you can modify them still. Like I think it's really cool.
And like you break parts and you buy a replacement part. Like it's
Like,
literally
it's a
like
real
having
car.
another car.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Oh,
bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're sick.
I don't think there's a lot of support out though for those yet,
or have you guys seen like the
like meets and stuff.
the?
No, there's actually a lot in like Japan. They have like little.
I know, but here in Arizona, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah,
That's
no.
what I meant more
Have you
specifically.
guys seen?
It's
the
like growing.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dom.
cast- No, it's okay.
Dom, let me interrupt you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce
It's my turn. to
had the
interrupt
best
you,
video of all time.
bitch.
the die-cast car shows, like the
Yeah.
like the actual
Oh.
like model cars,
Mhm.
but like car shows, like people like modify like the big like model
They
cars.
had that at Stance Wars.
They're
Oh, really?
Sick.
They had a whole tent, and there was I don't know what 20, 30 cars maybe
Oh,
they
yeah.
had parked there,
That's
and
kinda
people
cool.
like, they'll modify them, they'll slam them, they'll buy, wheels that they can put on it, and they like I think they all roll too, like, and they're sick. They'll paint them and they'll do a bunch of
Still.
shit to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a whole separate like Stance Wars for just the diecast cars.
It was
like
cool.
at Stance Wars. They
That
had
is cool.
awards and everything for it.
I just
like,
feel like
they
I'd
were
rather
all-
drive. Like I want to be in it. I want to.
Yeah,
drive
Yeah,
it.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like that's why I gravitate towards this shit versus that. 'cause
Which,
I'm
no,
like,
yeah,
yo, I want to
same.
fucking drive this shit around. Like back when you guys ever have like those power wheels, the ones that like you sit in that has a little battery you have
Yep.
to charge and shit.
Yeah.
Fuck yes, dude. I was like,
Those were
fuck
sick,
yeah. I'm a
yeah.
murderer, bro. I was probably like 10. Probably didn't even fit in that,
That
shit.
makes me think about the guys that modify those for kids.
Dude.
12
Those
volt
are
to 24.
sick.
Those are fucking sick.
Like the
dude.
kids.
Well,
What is he
they
called?
go, they go 12 volt to 24 volt swaps.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
And then
there's
they
a
put
guy
like
that, like,
speakers and shit in
slams
them
them.
too.
There's a guy
yeah.
that like stances
Well, there
them.
He
was-
does the
I mean,
customization.
even at like the speaker competitions, like used to do, they had little ones. They built little
Uh-huh.
boxes inside of them. They used to
Really?
get little speaker
Yeah.
competition
Oh,
with
shit.
it.
Yeah.
They're fucking sick.
Those are cool.
I just like
sick.
to see the cars that they model them off of.
And then you see
like the
them-
big,
you
like the
just see
real
their
car, and
kids
then like the
driving them
little
around.
car.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah,
nice to
seeing
see
the
kids
kids driving
driving
around.
Oh, like Haugen's like
Haugen's Lamborghini.
Yeah, yeah, that thing's cool.
That thing is
That thing's
so
fucking cool.
No, that's my
And it, like,
favorite
matched
thing
the
about
Lambo,
seeing
too.
My favorite thing about seeing his car at a show is seeing the little baby one next to it.
Yeah.
I love that. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think that was like the first time we went to HIN. We had a video and we had that in there because I was like, "That's fucking sick."
That's
dude."
cool.
Yeah, it is cool. But yeah, I mean, it definitely. I think that's just like we should all support each other at the end of the day. You know, and like this discussion is cool because you guys are more. And I'm not saying you won't be different in the future or whatever, but right now it's more on the car culture of like car shows and like showing it off and having whatever, right? And then I would assume, and I can be wrong, but I feel like this side of the table is more about like functionality, drifting, you know, fucking fake wheels, whatever, cast wheels, right? But like, yeah, not him, but I'm just saying in general, like it's very, very different thoughts, but at the same time we're the same,
Yeah.
right? So it's like at the end of the day, I feel like there's a lot of disrespect out there for different builds, and I get that we're all passionate, but We should all be like happy that we like cars versus that fucking asshole that has a Honda they haven't washed in 5 years driving around. You can hear like the belts squealing. And you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Have a spare, have a donut for like 2 years.
Or
you shouldn't even be on the freeway.
Or the shields are dragging underneath it.
Yeah, oh, you look back and you see it like pulling down.
Oh, I'm the guy. There's one in the apartment complex.
Oh shit! Yeah. Shout out to the guy in his apartment complex.
Ever noticed Camry dents? Camry dents. Have you ever seen an undented Camry?
Have you ever seen a Camry that has fresh paint on it?
I had a Camry.
Did it have dents or front? Yeah, it probably had dents. It probably had dents.
How much paint was left?
Well, there was a gnarly.
The way
dent
that
on the
happened
hood.
was.
Like, I hope Curtis is watching because
strut-
Curtis understands the Camry dents. I'm waiting for him to pop up somewhere.
Yeah, it had a gnarly dent on the hood because the strut went through the strut tower and just.
Hell yeah, brother! Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that car was a beater, dude.
Can you think about that though? Like, if you weren't a car guy, having a car that you literally buying a car. I guess just because it's efficient. That's it. Like, you're like, okay, well, is it cheap and does it get good gas? And you don't care about anything else ever. You don't care about the wheels. You don't care about the tint. You don't care about dents. You don't care about the color. Literally, you just A to B car. You just need a fucking car. Isn't that a weird thought? Isn't that a weird thought? I've really thought about it. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is wrong with you?
How about a
care
boat?
about your car?
How about a boat for an A to B car?
Helicopter.
I've thought about buying a daily, but it's just for me personally, it'd be such a bad idea.
But you're buying a daily because you have a nice car.
My thing is, if I bought a daily, I probably would not drive it.
No, yeah, because I have so much fun.
Because I would want to drive the Genesis. Sure. Like, I would want to drive my car.
And I would want to fuck up the daily.
But think about having one car, not modified.
Just a normal car, just being like a normie and just having
not even not even a Prius. It's like
just a car.
Like a Nissan Maxima, 98,
94 Toyota Camry.
Back on.
You didn't even think about
when I put my stocks on my car, I drive like an asshole everywhere.
You won't even drive like that. It's just A to B car, driving really efficiently.
But like, I don't have to go slow over bumps.
You're not even modifying your stereo. Damn. You're literally just A to B car. Why would I spend money on it? It's fucking disgusting.
It's weird.
You need Jesus.
You will
yeah, it's true. It's true though, right? Like you buy. I mean, shit. We have the F-250. I'm like, yo, where's the bags at?
Honestly,
you know
though,
I mean?
no, yeah.
Where the racing
I was
seats
sending you
at?
those pictures of those F-250s. Those are sick.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking
like
dope.
laid out on the ground.
Yeah, they're so sick.
But no, I mean, even just thinking, it kind of also depends on where you live. Because I was talking to Nate about that. I mean, because he lives in San Francisco, and he said that
it wouldn't work.
Like with his car, he can't worry about the stuff that we do. Like somebody backed into me and I like freak out about there being a dent on my trunk.
It sucks.
You know what I mean? But like he was like, I walk out to my car every day and there's a new dent. He was like, but like that's
I'd cry.
He's like, I can't like care about that car. Like it's literally just an A to B car. And half the time he's taking public transportation just because like it's easier than driving to work.
That's crazy.
That's crazy
Fuck
to me.
that.
But like we live in a place where like it's not like that. Like you're not like door to door, bumper to bumper all the time.
Very true.
No matter where you're going, we have so much more free room.
Do you know why that is? You gonna hear some weird shit. So if you think about like the history of the U.S., right? So we had like the first 13, colonial states or whatever, right? So where did we go from there, right? We all try to migrate. I guess that's west, right? Obviously. And then so what was the next state that was like the big state? California, the gold rush, right? So everyone's going to California. You have all these shitty ass. If you've been over east, I'm sure anyone in the chat will be able to attest. You have like buildings on buildings, bro. You got these fucking weird ass roads that shouldn't be roads because they were carriageways for horses. You know what I mean? So you get out west, and that was the next thing that we like kind of conquered, right? So well, not conquered, but like we took over whatever. So our roads were kind of shit, just in general. Then like, yo, what are we fucking doing? Arizona actually was one of the next ones. They're like, yo, why don't we build like a grid system, make it very streamlined? And that's why it's in the whole valley. It's very easy to drive everywhere.
And it's so nice.
The freeways are designed to have tanks that are able to go on the freeway and go under the underpasses so they're a certain height. compared to other places over east. I know that a lot of us don't go over there all the time, but you'll see videos of like there. I think it's like a 10'2" bridge that is like famous on YouTube because people just crash it with their U-Hauls and shit.
I know what
Literally
you're
because they
talking
don't know how tall it is. But like we don't ever think of. We'd never think about that
I
shit.
think it's actually lower than that, but yeah. They
Yeah,
slam
or
it,
whatever
they
it is.
slam it,
But that's
I
what I'm
think.
saying. It's like here, like we were very fortunate to have, and that's why it's like I think Utah, Nevada, I believe. Yeah, Nevada definitely. Like Texas, shit like that is a lot more like grid style streets. That's why we don't have shitty streets like Los Angeles, California, New York.
Okay, but Utah
Fuck
has
all those
pretty bad
places.
roads too. Some
Where-
of their roads.
No,
are
I'm not
great,
saying the
but-
bad. Yeah, I'm not saying the roads are great. You know personally, but I'm saying like as far as the layout, that's why it's all different. And I learned that from an Uber driver. And then I was like, "You're fucking wrong," and I was wrong. So, if anyone wants to fucking learn today, here you are.
I know we had a little bit of a history lesson right there. For a
I'll
second.
learn, you know,
Yeah, I was
they-
like, dude, that's crazy, but it makes sense.
You're like,
it
what
makes
was
sense.
the first big state after finding
And
the
we're all like,
13? I was like,
Alaska.
Canada.
I have
It's like a trivia show now.
I learned something today. I'm out.
Yeah, no shit. But yeah, fuck, man. I really don't have anything else. That was a very long tangent. That I
I'm just
took.
looking at Best Fitment and getting pissed off.
I know. I keep looking at the
I'm
fucking
like,
picture.
I can't not look at that picture too.
Well, I mean,
Like,
we are actually around our 2-hour mark. Unless chat, I mean, I just want to leave it open, and there's a little bit of delay with the feed, but does anyone on the chat have some questions or things that they want to have us just cover really quick? I mean, we're not really on a tight schedule.
No.
Oh, but shout out to what's the meet today?
Oh, the Bubba meet hosted by Forward in last place. We're probably gonna be out there
Yeah,
We're going.
if anybody else wants to.
I've personally been a fan of Last Place for a while. I mean,
The
I
meet
rocked the
turns
shirt.
out really good too. So
And
I mean,
you
guys
know
should
what's funny
definitely
too?
go.
Back to that conversation, they were starting to have the same issues that we are.
Really?
Like, yeah, they were having.
Yeah.
I think the last time I went, they were having like a lot of people rev and fucking do stupid shit.
I feel like regardless of the meet, you're always gonna have that.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
there's always someone who thinks their dick is bigger than everyone's there, and they're gonna go and rev their shitty Honda or whatever.
But I
just
think
to
the
show that they're
the
there,
way
you know
to
what I
handle
mean?
that, this is the best way to handle it. Like I've
Ignore
thought
it.
about it. Well, almost right.
Yeah.
So if you have a friend say, "Hey, that's not cool," because if you don't know me and I'm like, "Yo, Josh, shut that shit down," right? You're a little aggressive, right? But if it's like me as your friend, I'm like, "Yo, Josh, don't do that here." Like they don't really allow that. That's different. And then you're
Yeah.
like, "Okay, I get it." But that's like there's a lack of responsibility. Everyone's like, "Oh, someone else is gonna say something." Like no, if it's your friend, like you should say something. And that's like not even just our meet. That's just meets in general. Like we are very fortunate, and I'm sure Last Place would agree. Like they're very fortunate to have that. They know a couple of the owners, but it's still a very big property area, and it's technically that shop. This is a donut shop, right?
It's a
Or the
Boba
Boba
place.
place.
Yeah, it's like a new
Is it
location.
Yeah,
Boba?
they don't own that whole complex. They own their building that's
Yeah.
on the complex. So that's actually a bigger company. So they said, "Hey, don't fucking do this." That's it. They
Yeah,
don't
but
have
at
any
the same
say.
time, in all honesty, I mean, coming from like I've managed my work for a while. When it comes down to something like that, you kind of have to like talk to the property owners prior as a business
Sure.
to doing something like that,
And-
and the
oh,
property owner
definitely.
holds all. Holds the upper hand in that situation. So if property owner calls police, I mean, police have
Exactly.
all reign.
Well, and the
But-
property owner, you're more
be-
destructive more than like they don't care if you're bringing business to the businesses. They're making money off the businesses regardless of
Exactly.
whatever. Yeah, exactly. So
if the property
you
owners
know,
say
you know.
yes, that's fine. But like if they say no, that's where it starts to be a problem. So I mean, if people are like revving in a place that's like at Bombobo, it's a privately owned
just like
lot.
Tempe Marketplace,
Yeah,
essentially.
it's a privately owned lot. If the property owners are totally okay with it, then the cops have zero say in what's going on.
But typically, the
As
property
far as
owners.
that go, of course, unless somebody's getting
Right.
killed, whatever.
Sure.
But they really can't do much
But
because property owners.
what
are fine.
typically happens is the property owners say, "You're damaging my property by
Exactly.
doing donuts
Yeah.
or burnouts. Get them the fuck out of here," because it doesn't help their
I mean, I
property
haven't-
if they do that shit.
I
But that's just
personally
what happened
can't-
like Tempe Marketplace,
Yeah.
essentially. So that's like just overall, I think that's how we need to handle it. Yeah, I think we've exhausted
That
the
was
chat a
the
little bit.
first. The donut meat had mad Bernies. He said, that was the first location.
Oh, so it is a different location.
This
is like the fourth location since
Yeah.
they've been
So
doing
they've
it.
done
done
it
the
in a
same.
different
They've had to
place
do the
every
same
time.
shit that we've had.
Well, they've done it in
Well,
a different
it's-
place every time, and they've done it once every 3 months.
Something
4
like that.
months?
But this,
Something
so
like that.
they used to do at a donut place. They did one, and then they did another one at a different location for the same donut place. and now they're doing it at this boba place. They just did it in Tolleson last time, and now they're doing it in Peoria this time. At same company, different location.
Isn't that the one we went
Yeah.
to last time?
Were you there?
I think so.
Were you?
Peoria. It's like super fucking far.
It's probably.
It's like the one.
It was the
Was
Tolleson
it?
one. Was the last boba one?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the ad for it long.
Yeah, but if anyone wants to go, I'm sure it's on.
It's a
Foreign-
great turnout.
What,
It's
what
on
are the
Foreign
pages though?
International.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Foreign International.
foreign.intl,
Yeah.
INTL, and then lastplace.co. Is that
That's
the
Instagram. Yeah. So check it out if anyone wants to see it.
Yeah, they have the flyers on both of the Instagrams, and it's
Cool.
a great.
Yeah,
meet.
every time I've been, very chill, very laid back.
Yeah.
It seems
fun.
like everything's under
They
control.
have music. They have their merch tent.
That's
set
what's
up.
kind of cool though, too. The merch tent and the speakers and shit.
Uh-huh.
It's not just like a quiet meet. That's cool.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
good way
Kind
to
of makes it more fun.
Mhm. It's fun. Yeah, and then those meets always bring out like the bigger names in the car scene, I
Mhm.
guess, out here.
See some cars you don't normally see, especially when it's like West Side shit.
Yeah.
I feel like
Definitely West.
I don't want to drive all the way out.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to go further than that. But yeah, I think we're good for today. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Dom. Thank you, Dustin, for everyone being on here. I'm sure we'll have you guys back. But thanks for everyone watching today, and for anyone that's watching it previously after this has all been recorded. Everything's on YouTube. I don't think Twitch is recording it for some reason. So
I'll show you how to save your videos on Twitch.
yeah, so he'll show me how to do stuff. But right now everything's saved on YouTube. So we will see you guys probably around either 4 or 5 next week. We'll go from there.
Cool.
Sick.
Thanks, duders.
Dude.
Duders.